magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine Ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. Gonna let my light shine as my heart beats in rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless. What is up, everyone? It's your main man, Frank Castle, your sorcerer supreme, right here each and every Saturday night on Fearless. And I'm joined by my etherical translator and co-host, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone.
What's up, everybody? Hope we're sounding good tonight.
Yeah, let me know if my
Hope
mic
it's
is
shining
loud
bright. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. I love you guys a lot. Thank you for taking the time to spend with us as we go over details of the crazy, the obscene, the nutty, the ethereal. Let me just see what's up. What's going on, Matt? How you doing?
Your plants are epic.
Yeah.
I mean, you just they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
If you want to see some excellent buds, check out Matt over in the Fearless Family Group. Be posting pictures of the forest that he's growing, and it's exactly what I want to do in life. Grow giant trees that produce yumminess, and I want to live with it. I want to live off of it. I want to live in between it. I want to be part of it.
Agreed.
Oscar just ran.
Oh, he's on the couch.
He just took off. Shout out to everyone. That's right. What's up, Higher Frequency? That's the Golden Lantern right there. Special guest next week, by the way. In-house. It's going to be glorious. What up's KG? Sons of the Sun, new music project coming out. He's putting together a little clip, little presentation for you. Just a little something, maybe a 30-second something, right?
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, just to throw it out there because I'm behind. We're going to discuss everything that's going on with that. It's good to see you too. It's good to be here with everyone tonight.
Hello.
We're just taking our time. We're chilling. What's up, Willow? What's up, Lisa?
Hello, pretty.
So we got some sherbet Skittles tonight.
Oh boy.
And yeah, just letting everyone roll in. I know we're just doing different times, and I don't even care anymore because it's become to the point where you have to do it when you can
before something
else happens.
Yeah.
So last week we had a ton of topics, all kinds of craziness and
good stuff in between, and craziness and all weird stuff. Like
Sorry. So no, it's okay. So we're in between the eclipses. This was last week. We got a retrograde going on. I think it was a new moon because the full moon's this coming Thursday, I think.
Yeah, it's in a couple of days, I
The
think.
solstice is coming
It's just
on the 22nd.
crazy.
Full moon is coming. I'm just one after another, after another, after another. And just when you think retrograde's done, it jumps into another house into retrograde. So not all retrogrades are crazy, but some of them are. Things start to surface, things start to come about. And to think someone like myself or Paula would be not part of the cycle of crazy, because I actually thought for a minute we were going to skeet out of here into the next thing with what we got going on.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Absolutely not. I want to just say, hey, if you can throw some meditation out in our direction. We have 3 cats that are sick.
Michael, I hope you made those cookies. Love you.
He made them. He took pictures. He sent us. So
Oh, that's right.
that's right.
That
Yummy,
was
yummy.
So long. It feels like so long.
We got
ago.
new
I'm
cookies
sorry.
incoming, by the way. Yeah. So Oscar, who's been having surgeries all year long, having his teeth out
Since COVID began.
He had to have all of his teeth taken out. So he has stomatitis. Then
every single tooth.
Roxy, she has the L cancer, and she has the tumor. And Luna, right in the midst of everything going on.
We had just brought Oscar home from the dental specialist. And when I say specialist, I mean it. And he was recovering for a few days. And then Saturday, we had a great time. We went out for our friend Nick's birthday. Nick and Ellen.
Shout outs to Nick and Ellen.
We had a great time.
Rich and Laura.
Yeah, we went out for dinner and then we all came back here for cake and coffee. It was just a great time.
It was the first night out. So
yeah,
before everyone arrived, we had every cat for 3 days, but a week leading into these 3 days, perhaps longer, and we just were unaware of it. We keep a pretty tight ship here. They were spraying everywhere. Cats spraying one over the other, all the fixed cats, everyone started squirting.
And I'm sure we talked about it before, but it had reached the climax,
an epic level of squirting.
All that we could take, because now it's just rude behavior. And so Frank and I started crying because I took it personally, and and then Frank was upset, and we were sitting in the yard, and do you want to tell him what you did? Like,
wait. So,
you're not there.
Wait, yeah. So, we'll build up. I'll make it funny because I lost my shit for the first time in a long time, where I went crazy kooky, not angry, like cuckoo.
We didn't talk about that on the last show?
Where I ran outside like Zoolander? No. We talked to everyone that was here
after that
on Saturday.
Yeah. Okay.
So the cats were spraying. Right. So I ask outside, nice and loud, what am I supposed to do?
To all the beings that may be.
So can I have the cat mother and the cat father? Now we're sitting in the sun and it's been pretty hot. In seconds, it was like they erupted from the background, right out. And the cat mother said, "Hey, you've heard of hard love be tough love?" And I was like, "Yeah." So she starts explaining tough love. You're gonna have to start keeping the cats out. You're gonna have to start doing certain things, clean everything, respray it, redo the whole thing. So now we have people coming. So I'm like,
Saturday.
Yeah, like leading into the next couple of days, but now they're hitting furniture and stuff and we're freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
So we get everything, and the cat father grabs me off to the side. This is etheric cat father showing himself to me right out in the sunshine, saying, "You can see me, right?" "Yes, I can see you." "Okay, so then you're going to understand this." I said, "Okay." He goes, "Do you know how to assert dominance over a cat?" I said, "No, I don't. Unless he's like, "No, you can't flex on him. You can't. All right, get the fuck out of here. You can't do that. You do that to a jerk off in the street. You don't do that to the cat." So I said, "Okay, no doing that to the cat." He said, "See what you're doing right now? Don't do that either. No surprises. No surprises. You see that? That freaks
Yeah,
everyone
that
the fuck
scares
out.
them.
And you do that a lot. I'm like, oh shit, I do that a lot. He's like, okay, lower your fucking voice. And I'm like, what? He's like, lower your voice. So I'm like, okay, how's this? He's like, no, you have a very beautiful deep voice. You're going to use
You
it.
have a very beautiful deep
So I'm like,
voice.
okay, now what? He's like, okay, now, and he had a robe on. He opens his robe, and there are like cats just all kind of hanging out, and he just starts peeing on them. I'm like, what? He's like, "Tss." He's like, you assert your dominance over the crowd. And I'm like, how much? Because that looks like a lot. He goes, you do what you got to do. This is the only thing that's going to work. I'm like, I've never heard of this before. So you want me to go grab my cats and pee on them? But we were making jokes.
But we already did that.
But we had done it and it worked.
And it
But we didn't,
worked.
not at that level. What they were
Well-
showing me was something that you would see in a comedy, but they were being dead serious.
What I saw was something I
Okay,
would
so
see in a comedy. So
I had gotten fed up. So I came in the house. Reggie squirted right behind me.
I mean, this is now we have the security cameras on the floor.
We had,
So we caught them mid spray.
we got him. We got him on camera.
I was like,
Paul's
I was like,
it was 6 o'clock. I
it
let
was
her
6
in.
a.m. Roll that tape, and you know, we know you rewind, but
Right.
you know. And he was like, "Oh, she did it." And then we saw some other stuff, and we were like, "Now we have to keep the security cameras on the floor. Like this is what we have
It's
one
completely
permanently
out
on
of
the
control.
floor. There's one spot they keep hitting, and now we have a camera pointed at it all times. But they haven't been allowed in the house since this happened. So this was the crux. This was
Thanks, Scott.
thank you he is doing he's doing really well. It took a solid week because he had this surgery Wednesday a week ago, but it took a solid week for him to start feeling better. Thank you. And so now I'm almost crying because now
it's out of control.
we don't know what to do.
So I grab Sugar Pop first, who is the most innocent and then
Gentle
she's
cat.
the greatest cat alive, period. Right. So she put a spittle drop right on the seat here. Right. So it was, I mean, a dab
To mark that
just to
he's
be like, yo,
hers.
this homie's mine. So
Yeah.
I was enraged. So I said, not rage. I was in the moment because I was laughing about it, but not. I said, okay,
But
no
that's
yelling.
the second time she did it. That
I was like, no yelling.
yeah.
No, Schwabe's the one that's anyway.
Okay,
So
anyway,
I grab her
none
and
of
I'm
them are
like,
allowed in now.
this is gonna just be me and you, and we're going into the
Oh yeah,
bathroom.
yeah.
I bring her into the bathroom and I unleash liquid fury. You could have just fucking called me Aquaman.
Yeah, but you didn't saturate her. You
No,
just
I soaked one side of her. Like
Oh, you
one,
got her
I had
that
to run
much.
outside and
Okay.
start cleaning everything because she was dragging it everywhere.
oh, okay.
So then I was like disgusted with myself because the horrified look in her face. Now I
Yeah.
didn't throw her down or not. I placed her down. I did everything this being told me to do.
Now, mind you, this is
So
after
gentle.
rubbing her face in it and going, no, bad girl,
yeah, like you gotta stop doing this shit.
8 times.
So then
8 times.
she leaves. As soon as she leaves, Reggie comes in. Now I grab her and she's like, "Wah!" She's very vocal. She's becoming an outside cat. I don't even after what I did. So I grab her, I go inside, I put her down, and then she's like looking around, like freaking out. I says, "What? You never been alone in the bathroom with me before?"
She was terrified.
I was
I
so
felt terrible.
quiet
Now-
and nice, but you could feel that there's something wrong in the air because Paul and I had fucking had it.
Now-
I've never.
I just rubbed Reggie's nose in it that day.
We caught her a couple
That
of
day,
times.
But
Stop,
that
stop.
day it happened, and I mean like 5 times in a row with Reggie. I caught her. She's on the recording as do I mean, and then she does the psych out where she'll pretend and then run out, and I'm like, we're not like really I'm trying to raise my frequency and vibration, and now I'm thinking about murder. Like, I love these animals, I do.
Everything.
but Frank and I were
Lynn's.
it was like our child had hurt us for the first time, like really hurt us as parents, and like we were just sitting in the yard like crying, and it was just horrible, and the fucking
Wait,
looking for pee
wait,
with
so
the flashlight. It's
we
horrible.
have the flashlight right here,
You have
right?
no idea.
And then I started going around the house. So I get Reggie. Reggie's completely freaked out. She goes behind the toilet. And I'm like, please, little honey,
It's
come out from
okay,
behind.
but this,
It's
we
okay. I
have
get her to
to
come
do
out, and
this.
she's like, ha. And then boom, champion. She bolts out. I'm like,
Paul's ass.
fucking, now she really doesn't want to come back in. We start looking, and we're
Right.
finding it all fucking over in spots you would be like,
Never imagined.
what?
So now we don't want. I don't want to be the pee.
I opened one of
Like,
Paula's drawers,
oh my god!
and then we have like the foot bath in
The
there.
foot
So there's like a
soaker,
tub in there, and it was a lot,
It was
a
like,
lot,
it's
and we were
like,
cleaning shit every day. So it was insanity what was going on here. All right,
So the being tells Frank, tough love.
he's like, all right, Paula's got to keep them out,
Paula has to.
right?
Paula
But
has to keep them out.
Frank,
Okay.
you have to fill this bottle with pee. Fill it with like that much. Go outside.
And scent the borders of the house with your urine. So Frank's like, I'm not really comfortable with this, but he did go and then
No, I came out and one of the cats was trying to pee right in front of me.
right,
And then
right.
Brian came out and squirted he squirted the bush. And then I just said, that's it. And I fucking took off through the yard, borderizing everything.
You don't even know. So now I'm just sitting in a lawn chair. I didn't know this was going to go down at that very moment. And Frank comes out. Now, I had gotten these 2 new spray bottles from the discount store. So the big ones, like in Home Depot.
Industrial size.
He comes out. He's got his pee in this spray bottle. And now there are cats running in the yard. He's squirting them with the pee in the spray bottle.
You ever see Spider-Man when he's being shot at?
No,
he's just trying to dive in between the bullets and shit.
It was
that was cats and pee.
It was worse than that because now they're running and just crying because now they don't know what's happening. I'm sitting there, my mouth is open, and now we just had a new lady move into the house, and I don't know if she's looking out a window right now, horrified, you know, and at one point he is going, I can't take it, and spraying the bottle in the air. And it looked like the scene from the movie Zoolander when he and his roommates are getting gas and they're just spraying gasoline in the air. And I'm like, Frankie, could we please go in the house? Like, please. Like, I think that's
enough. It was so out of control.
I think that's enough pee for today. Like, the cats, and then 2 days we didn't see anybody. Like, anyone. No one came. We just saw eyes looking back at us from the neighbor's
I would say, yeah, from the neighbor's yards. There were
like
just cats
eyes
everywhere. I said, oh shit, it worked.
Yeah. So
But
now
then-
we're all proud. Okay. So now
Now they won't come back.
no, now it's a couple of days. Now it's the night before everyone's meeting at the house. We're having friends over. We're going to dinner, and you know, Frank and I never go anywhere. So this is like this is epic. Like, this is planned. Ellen got a cake. I bought the cannoli. Like, this is going down. So now this is the night before. Now, Mel, you don't even know. Okay, now this is the night before. Now the house is clean because Frank and I were on pee patrol. Basically,
We took
the
this
whole
whole
week, took the whole place apart. So now the night before, we let Reggie in, and she fucking sprays again, and then she did the fake out spray, and then she ran out of the house, and he couldn't get the pee bottle fast enough to get her. So now that tough love, because when the being told Frank tough love, he said it's not going to be easy for the two of you. Because
Yeah, I'm not just telling you it's tough love, and then you're gonna be like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
He's like, you're gonna fucking hate this.
So it was hard,
I'm
right?
like,
So then we
Why
started.
would I want to hate anything?
Right. So now it's on, because now she was a little bitch again, and she came in and she got the Ottoman, and then Brian made his way fast and furious, made his way into the bedroom, and then got the ottoman in the same spot, and then you put plastic over it.
I had to start covering stuff in plastic.
Oh
like
my God.
we were
So
gonna
now I'm
take
like, no,
people
this
out.
is not happening. So now it's been a couple. So now
Okay, so wait.
this is the night before. So now that's it. It's on.
We got Oscar. we got the house clean for the most part, and then we keep the window shut. We went and got a cat-proof window,
Right.
like because they're clawing through.
Mom bought a.
They
we
were
brought
coming
the
right
kitchen,
through the screen.
We brought the kitchen screen to the hardware store, and we put the heavier.
Yeah, $23. Now,
yeah, we'll put
now
that
you
heavier
can't get through
screen
it.
in. Now we're not letting them in. This is glorious now because they're not in.
Now we're down to the 6
and
cats.
We're crying. It's killing
So,
us, but we're happy.
We're trying to use this part of the story because it's
Right.
fun, because then it gets shitty, and we're just letting you know what happened, because if we're going through shit like what we're going to explain, the whole world's got.
Oh no, this is the point. I mean, like we're elevating and we're raising vibration. It doesn't mean fucking horrible shit doesn't happen.
Oscar kind of a specialist on top of 12 visits already at another place
since COVID began.
The amount is so ridiculous in price.
You
could buy a fucking car.
We just looked at each other.
A brand new fucking car.
No, you can't buy a brand new car. You can buy a certified.
You could put it down.
Yeah. All right.
Come on, it was pretty close.
Okay, sure.
Come on, that was a good one.
So now, this is the morning of. I just finished cleaning the whole house. Frank has just been up maybe 20 minutes. Oscar pees in the bed. Now.
And that's what you were going through.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was going through. Now.
I came out here, I found blood pee.
I'm horrified now because he, first of all, after Frankie told the bed pee story from his past, I
never told them. They don't know that story.
No, you did. I think you did. You didn't tell it on the show? All right. Anyway, it's a horrific story. So anyway, the cat peed in the bed.
Asked me to tell it after the show.
He was very, very sick. He had anesthesia, whatever. So pees in the bed. So now I'm like, now I have to deal with this on top of everything else. But it's okay because we're not letting anyone in. And while this is happening, Frank is like, oh my God, there is blood pee rolling out from underneath the couch.
I mean, something to me, I thought someone got shot. I was like, what is that?
So now
it's just coming out from under the whole thing. So who's doing that?
Luna is doing
so
this.
It's Luna. Now Luna.
So now we just paid a couple of $1,000. We paid $5,000 to have Oscar's teeth removed. And again, it has nothing to do with
this
the money.
This has nothing to do with the money. It's just a story.
But this is like, you want to talk about tests.
And we're sorry for talking about so much pee tonight, but literally
No. But this was our lesson. This is the tough love lesson. So, and again, this is go time. And then there's couch cushions and all kinds of crazy shit that is going on.
$80 in laundry, broken cat, where there's another cat that's broken. Find her right now. People are on their way to the house.
Right. Now we have
so we're re-cleaning the whole place to make sure. We got the flashlights out.
So now down to the wire, but Frank and I
and it's fucking Luna.
And it's Luna. So
and
now
her mouth is like
she's dripping
goo,
blood goo out of her mouth.
I'm like,
so now,
whoa, when did this start happening?
We are now meanwhile, we've been treating her with the MMS for this. And
she disappeared for like 3 days in the house.
I had gotten a really good success, but then she hit a like a.
It's very difficult to touch her.
It is because she's got the stomatitis too. So now, but she's not a cat. You can't touch her. You can't touch her. If she sits next to me, it's a privilege because you really can't even touch her. But now it's a whole different story. So now we couldn't find her for like 2 days. So I was like, I hope she's not dead. under the couch, and that's why now there's pee. So now I'm cleaning pee in the bedroom, Frank's cleaning the pee in the living room, and
And we're trying to catch the cat, and it's not working.
hyperventilating and crying now because we don't know what's happening. But we're planning this night now that we need more than ever because we don't know what's happening. So everyone comes, we have a great night. We have a really funny night. We have like funny stories to tell about that too. But you know, really great time. Sunday midnight comes. Frank says Luna is now. We keep
I
a
thought her mouth was hanging off completely.
yeah.
That's how bad it was. I thought it was. I couldn't tell. I was like, whoa, and she was just in the cage.
So now we keep a dog crate in the. I'm not. Oh, unless he cries, I'm not letting him in. We keep a dog crate in the back of the bedroom, and it's like a triage area for if anyone's not feeling well, or if they just want to be. If we have to isolate someone because we're bringing them to the vet or whatever. So it's a big dog crate. It's for a medium sized dog, and I fell asleep on the couch, and Frank wakes me up, and she's in the dog crate, and something happened to her mouth, and she has a hole in her tongue from the stomatitis.
Yeah, I thought it was
It
like
is.
hanging out. I was like, yo.
And she's got this goo dripping
So-
from her, and she looks like she looked like a stick.
I'm like, what the
With
fuck
fur.
is wrong with her? So to jump ahead, we get the early appointment.
Call the vet, tell them it's an emergency. We're
walk-in.
coming in the morning. Do the walk-in. She needs an IV drip.
She's on
she
so many
needs 4
medications. Her liver was fucked up. Her kidneys were
She's
shutting
on
down.
these kidney pills now, and
And
we
I'm
have
like,
to wait 30 days
whoa.
and see. So
So
now,
that's beyond anything. So now just put this in perspective, because I know a lot of people disappeared already because they're like cats and pee and whatever, and I don't really care.
I know,
because this
I know.
the story is the story.
It's the grace in which you
you're
get
hearing
through
the
these
drama
things.
in my side, just so you can see how it's ramping up and going. In the middle, you got the eclipse. Hard people breaking down in your family, completely losing their shit.
Sure,
My
terrible
mother's
things
like,
happening.
get over here right now. What is it? We got to do this. I'm like, right this second. Massive stuff. Turns around, dad has to have a stint put in, and then had to have his shit searched while he was under for something else they weren't sure of, another stint. So that was yesterday morning.
I mean, it's rolling right up. It's been weeks of
day after day after day after day after day.
something. And this is just, this is just us.
I'm on Facebook with y'all just for like 2 seconds at a time. My uncle died, my aunt died, my mother died, my grand. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? Forgetting. Well, now here's the eclipse.
Right.
This is it.
And the Schumann resonance
has been completely in uncharted territories,
which always throws me off. I always get
We're
sick.
supposed to be at 7 on the scale. Remember we read that thing, and you were like, wait a second, so what are we supposed to be at? I was like, it's a 7.
It's like 7.
And then it was like, where are we? I was like, we're like right up here, like nowhere near 7. And that's growing to the point where they just shut it down, or it's turned off, or it's too high to register. Who knows at this point? You can't trust anyone or anything. You have in the background, and I'm not purposely sliding from Luna. She's got a lot going on. She's in the other room. Just send the meditation and the vibes at us. And
she's very
that's fucking awesome. And we love you guys for that. Because this just keeps ramping up. You don't get personal work done. What you feel is ascension work. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. Well, I didn't sleep either. I just laid there and I tossed over and over and over again. So I get into these deep, heavy meditations where I was really comfortable with myself, but not comfortable with my human form. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Every time I'd lie down, I felt like I was drowning, or someone was going, hey, because I was fine. And then, boop, it's like that all night long. So I'm like trying to block myself and guard myself. So I go through night after night of this while all this is happening. Boom, morning of the eclipse, I go outside. I fucking had it. I didn't even know that went on. That's how I mentioned it before bed, woke up, forgot it happened. Didn't My mother was like, I was up all morning, you watching it on TV and all kinds of stuff, telling the universe what I thought, which isn't very nice sometimes. You could just hear the fucking foul language coming out of my mouth first thing in the morning. Except this time something was different. I was immediately recognizing that I remembered every dream I had.
Mm-hmm.
And how deep it started getting. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? Okay. Immediately after saying greetings to everyone, and this is the story I didn't tell you. I think I might have mentioned it to you quickly.
Before you start, we're not playing favorites. Baby Bear is not a sprayer, so he can come
He's
in.
allowed in.
So can Teddy. And that's Reggie in the window. She can't come in. Sorry.
Okay, so check this shit out. Now it says right in the title of the show tonight, the Zulu Shaman, right?
Oh yeah.
I was presented immediately when I greeted. I was like, "Greetings, universe." This is what I say. Even when I'm angry, I'll just say, "Greetings, universe. Greetings, all. Greetings, everyone. What's up?" Right. And there was a choice given to me to deal with something immediately with my guide, or there was going to be massive problems. I'm like, man, I'm fucking done with all you. This is what I was saying. I'm done. And I look over, and he's like, "No, you need to see this though." So I look over, and it looks like I'm looking into history. So it looks like I'm looking at Africa. I could tell because it looked like Wakanda from the movie. That's the best way I could describe it. But there were elephants and rhinos, and I was like, that must be Africa.
Because that would be the best place.
It
in your
felt
mind.
it,
Yeah.
but nobody said anything to me, right? But I saw these warrior guys that were like really done up to kill, and I knew right away. I was like, these guys are murderers. Oh, look who it is!
I'm not letting her in.
I know. She'll spray the window. Hey, in my
No,
window.
she won't do that. But...
So I was watching them, and they were coming over this area towards me. And I was a little elevated, and I was with this guy, and he was trying to explain to me, this is the Zulu. You remember Zulu? So I go, I have no clue. I've got nothing here, so I don't resonate with it. Although I feel like I know this place for some reason. He's like, yo, you need to have a talk with their leader immediately. I'm like, why? So I'm not looking at everything. My awareness was completely taken aback by having a being of light next to me, because he's like robed, like lightly glowing, and then this imagery in front of me. So I decided to just step back, like, yo, this is serious. Like, they were eating people and stuff and doing terrible things. So I look over and I see a tribe of people just up against the mountain, can't go anywhere. And I'm like, oh shit. And they're not warriors at all. They're like hungry. There were babies, and there were old people, and there were women. There's like one guy holding like what you could amount would be a shield. And if I tell you that I could have put a fucking Nerf gun and shot it through that shield, but that was the best this guy had. And he had like a stick, and he was really skinny and fucked up. And then you could tell they had their shaman, and they were guarding him best they could with the women and the children. And they were just off in the corner. Now they were marching towards them hard in rhythm. This weird thing, man. It was kind of scary. I've never seen this before. They were like dancing towards their enemy, and you knew you were about to be eaten right in front of everyone. Like, I was like, yo, this is fucked up. So I go, who's in charge over here? And everything stops, and they just look at me, and I go, I'm going to ask again, who's in charge here? I haven't even had my fucking coffee yet. Who's in charge? And they're like, open it up. Boom. There's the guy right there. This big, fucking chubby, shamanic warrior, dressed, ready to kill. Literally had heads and things, and he was showing them like, he was doing all this shit to me. He was like dancing it towards me. So I go, are you the shaman here? Are you the warrior chief? What the fuck are you? And I looked again, and guess who it was? It was me. I said, holy shit, what the fuck is going on here? And he invited me back into this area in like this makeshift hut. He said to me, they're to be killed, immediately eaten, The troops are starving. This is what's happening. Now, he was saying it in his language. I was just understanding it. And I'm like, yo, listen to me. I'm going to say this to you once and try to understand it. You're the shaman here. I'm you. I'm literally, look at my face. And he was black, African, murdering things. Never seen anything like it. But when you look in his eyes, it's just like these eyes. Big. They're big eyes. You've seen it in his
So
face.
you saw yourself.
Oh, I said that I knew what was going on. I said, yo, listen, you cannot. Why are you doing this? And he said, listen, we're taking everything. We don't care, the gods and this and that. We're coming. I said, all right. Literally, I'm source. So are you, but you're not understanding that. So you cannot kill anyone today at all. And he was like, no. Everyone is getting taken, and kind of they bring them in and they take what they want and they destroy everything else. And they just keep moving. So I'm like, man, this is fucking crazy. I don't know how to talk to this guy. I'm still sleeping. I got to go to the bathroom. I have to pee. So this is crazy. I'm going, all right, let me think of what I would do personally and how I would think. And I look over and I said, can't you see they're weak? And he said, right, that's why they have to be taken. I said, can't you see there's children? He goes, perfect to be eaten. Who the fuck says that? Perfect to be eaten. I wanted to punch him in his face. So he's telling me all the different things that they're going to do and what they've done and why they do it. Like, this is what we do. And this is what, he was so like me when I rant, except about shit that you'd be like, you can't have this guy here no more. Somebody take him out back and get rid of him because he's going to kill everyone here. He's going to wait till everyone's sleeping and eat everyone. It was pretty frightening. And they were all waiting on this guy to come out of the tent, I guess, to talk. So I said, you have to give me a moment. You have to give me a moment. I have to see what you see. So I took a look and I saw that if he kills those people, this is exactly what I saw. I seen it immediately. They're all going to die, which was weird. He is an army, or not an army. It was like a tribe of a lot. And they were killing everything. This is so fucking weird to me that people are that brutal. Like you think we know brutal because you watch Goodfellas or something. But you really have no idea what brutality really is. Like we watch Spartacus and go, ooh, that's pretty brutal. And then it's way worse than that.
I agree. I don't ever want to have to know.
Well,
I agree.
We all know. That's the
horrible.
thing.
Yeah.
So I said, no more war. You can't do it no more. 100% no war. And he said, no, that's part of the whole thing. You're going to get it. And I said, you can't do anything to me. I'm the shaman here. Don't let me take over. Because if I have to take over, I will take over because you're me. But we're all doing this through free will. So he said, okay, why are they so important? I said, okay, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to literally tell you your future. And then I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you to make the decision because I can't handle this right now. This is so much. If you kill them, you die. You specifically die, and all these people here. And he said, why would I die? We're the most powerful. We're this, we're that. They almost believe they're enchanted by the gods themselves, by eating the land and eating from the land and eating the people. They get the soul power. There's just all this stuff they believe. I never had any clue anyone would even think like this. Like you hear stories and you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. And you're like, wow, that's pretty interesting. The gladiator role, that's pretty interesting. You got no fucking idea, man. We know. We all know what we're about to start remembering. Because when I saw that, I wanted to cry. I was like, man, I want to just beat everyone here up and save these people. But apparently, their shaman there can do shit that he couldn't. So they could heal. But everyone's pretty much just this little pack of people. So I was like, oh, shit. I was like, yo, shaman, warrior Zulu shaman, that guy knows stuff that you don't. And if you eat him, you can't have the information. And he looked at me and he's like, what do you mean? I said, they heal. They heal. You have wounded warriors. And he started bending little by little, until I got close enough to sit with him, like right up on him. And he was like, I'm like, look, see it through me. He took a look. He said, I don't understand any of that, but we're going to take them in. He wanted to kill everyone but this guy. He even screamed, no. I says, you can't do this time. If you don't, at least this one time, everyone will be okay over here. And he fucking did it. He fucking did it. He came outside. He had everyone stand down. He didn't welcome them in. They came in. They were weak as fuck. And then they were put to the back. And they kept dancing and marching. I'm like, yo, they're just going to go kill the next group or whatever. So my guide's like, no war, Frank. Frank. You got to tell them no war. No more war. Healing. No more. I said, how do you tell a Zulu not to go to war with something? It's like religion on a scale to them that you have no idea. This is why, like, when they say there's like guys you can fight, and then there's guys you would never want to fight because they just keep coming. You hear the stories of the old, like they just keep showing up. I don't know what's going on here, but you don't know what they're not giving you the full story when you watch like the old Westerns and they come in the night and the weird shit that used to go on, and you have an idea, but when you watch it, it's another thing.
I would
so
not.
we're
I
in a
would
position
have a heart attack and shit in my pants
right now where we're finding out politically behind the scenes Chinese. I forgot the title of the character that turned around the other day and said, yo, giving everyone up just for my protection, because of whatever's going on in the background. I think everyone knows what's happening, and we're just living our lives trying to get back to the normal, so it's not the new norm. And
the people are happy.
they want to start moving again.
Yeah,
Want to go out on a Friday night. We can see our friends. But meanwhile, there's this other shit going on where they're saying there's a segment of people. Now, this is, by the way, just coming out of the background, that there's sections of people devoted from countries like China where it's almost up to a third of people are literal spies for the CCP. So they're not actually the Chinese people per se, right? So this is never against the Chinese people. I fucking love them. But it would be against like communist jerk-offs, right? So you're dealing with them infiltrating. Now, what have I been saying on this fucking show? I know that you're going to be like, what does this have to do with etheric stuff? Listen to me. We're in America. This is the rising of the new Atlantis. We're all fucking ascending. You have to understand what's happening around you, or you're doomed to fail. So we hear stories in Maine, something underground base with 50,000 troops. This was at the beginning of the year. Chinese troops ready to attack people. What are you talking about? Ready to attack people? Chinese troops. Wait, I was a Fed for the USDA. I was a federal inspector for 13 years, right? And I used to say, who owns this property? Because I'd be on properties doing inspection, because it was always federal land. But they were like, no, this corporation owns this company owns this. I go, how could you own federal land? How could you be Chinese company corporation and own federal property? They're like, I don't know, but that's how it works. So you got to wear a badge and you got to come in here. I'm like, what? How? Okay, you could Google all this shit. Who owns the highways with tolls? Who owns them? The bridges here, and there's bridges everywhere here, and they're very expensive to cross, have been paid off after the first 2 or 3 years when they were built in the 50s and 40s and 30s. Where's all that money going? So you're telling me that we've been infiltrated on such a level that it's corporations, religious factions, TV people, church evangelists, down to your neighbor, and you just don't know, and you can't blame a race.
Oh, what was the ratio they threw out?
A third.
That's very.
But think of how many. I know. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I've been saying for years, when you don't let people have a bunch of children, and then you wind up with a bunch of men, they're gearing up for something huge. You could start a ground war and just keep bringing people in, and we would never be able to defend against wave after wave after wave. But this is America, right? So now I'm not waving a flag. We live in America. Behind every blade of grass is someone with a gun. That was like the greatest, like Chinese. I'm pretty sure it was like a commander said we could never take America that way. We'd have to do it some other way.
Oh,
Because
you mean
behind
by
every
the ground?
yeah, you can't just run up over here. You don't know. I would not have a clue who has what, but according to statistics alone, there's enough guns for there's 3 guns for every person, including children in New York. And you start looking at stats, you're like, damn.
Where do you get them?
I personally don't know. I would say a gun store or something. So listen. This is what's important.
I know.
You can't take us that way. So how else would you take us? Now, this is where it gets interesting. You have things like movies, like Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I know, Frank, what are you talking about? Look, in the movie, they literally show you the infiltration on that level, but they called it Hydra.
Well, it's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing. One of my favorite movies, by the way.
Me too.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They try to even get a jump on the gun and get pre-crime going to assassinate
by assassinating people before they committed the crime.
Yeah, because they know somewhere with the AI reading them that they're going to be a problem. Yeah, it's predisposed to do this, so we're just going to get rid of them right now. Go. So how many movies with viruses and all kinds of weird shit? So there's infiltration and viruses, and there's command and control takeovers. There's wear a mask. There's get your vaccination. Then you're going to need another one. And now it's booster vaccinations. We told you from day one this shit wasn't going to fucking stop. They're just going, oh, wait. Then self-checkout lines everywhere. Right? Yeah, you fucking do it yourself. Oh, so I'm going to come in here and then I can't even speak to a human. I got to learn how to be the cashier, the grocer. I can't fucking, I don't have time for this. Right? I don't want to figure this out. So there's the one person working in the store and the fucking line back to the other end of the store. What are we waiting for on this line? Well, there's only one person working. What? And we're sending a message. I want to see the person at the register. I got a fucking question. What if I got to return something? These are the things. Wait. Then there's shortage after shortage. There's the evergreen thing with the Panama Canal.
We still can't get some of the delectables for the cats.
Yeah. Oh, cyber attacks everywhere. Ooh, like, didn't you guys see the movies that we saw? Didn't you read the same fucking books? Didn't you read 1984? Didn't you even attempt to see any of this on the screen? Because it's in everything, literally. I'm just using minute examples. Literally, there are people in the chat that are just way more intelligent and could fucking lay this out 6 ways till Sunday to make you understand it better than I could.
This is how we're getting there. Sorry.
All right. But we're building towards it. And this is all happening during the fucking eclipse. This is my point. Everything's raring to go. This thing is happening.
Oh, I know.
Della said something. Shouts to Joe and Della. I haven't even looked at the screen over here.
Oh, where is Neil? Neil, where are you?
So, Joe and Della were here. And by the way, Joe made me a wand. I'm telling you, he's going to start making wands, making wands.
Oh, he made
what he did for Ellen. Yo,
he made her a meditation wand.
Woo!
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
You could beat someone to death with that thing.
You could.
It's like a fucking handle.
It's beautiful.
All right, so Joe learned from Rihanna and Bert. So he literally went to their house.
Yeah. And
stayed with them and learned how to do it. Right. Go fucking figure.
Yeah.
Joe in 1 year has done just about as much as anyone can do in 1 year, and to be 100% of a fucking turnaround.
Oh, of course.
One of the most amazing things, and it's for such giant Anunnaki motherfucking hands to put these little stones on everything and make them so powerful. So powerful. Okay,
he made me my beautiful wand.
Absolutely. Give me. May I?
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, thank you.
Her name is Tiffany.
And that is Tiffany.
She's tough.
Right? So the wand's direct energy, they make it just extra special. Etherics really rarely stand a chance when you're focused and you're putting it out. All right, so Della and I were having a conversation, and you were kind of partial sitting right on the other side. Our conversations go right into the deep end of the pool, right? So we had...
Okay.
Well, I'm going to explain
I'm
So I told her when we were talking too, it was great. No reptilians in front of Ellen, right? Because we
Oh
had the
yeah.
room. When you have the room like that, you got to
Yeah,
equate
yeah.
everyone in the room to feel comfortable.
Right.
So I didn't let Della take it with the reptiles. However, I have said, I think in the fucking first episode or in the first 3 episodes, somewhere in there, I said the earth is bigger than they're telling us. They're lying. I literally went up into space multiple times, looked down at the planet, and it was round, but it was big.
Because there's an inside, I think.
I don't even, okay, so this is freaking me out a little bit because this is some interesting news. I'm getting downloads all day, all night, dreams and all this and all that. So we talk about the net being around us, right? Or over us. Now, in all the writing, people argue with me all the time about this, and I say, sorry, what I saw was different. But what I saw was my version of what people were trying to explain from 1,000 years ago, right? Like their version is not doing as good a job, I'm thinking, as mine, but I'm still seeing it from this level. And then from back here, I'm like, no, the earth is round. It's gigantic. But I'm never seeing this spot. I'm just seeing the whole thing. And then this spot, I'm on it looking. Hold on. This is going to get crazy. So they talk about the dome being over us, right? And I always believe that it's not a physical dome. It's a net of some kind.
Yeah.
Okay. And they talk about being on the flat earth and the turtle and the this and that. So what if we were on a giant earth, way bigger than expected?
Okay.
I mean, so much bigger that you have no fucking clue. So much bigger that if you were in an area and you were using your tools to fly, whether electronics or by old ways, it would always bring you back around. But yet you would never be around. How does this work? Wait a second. Did they take a section of the planet and fucking cup it like it's Candor in the bottle?
What's it?
And then this covering being the netting.
Right.
And then the land's rotating out back. And then the earth still being round, but because of where we are, it's like tools and instruments showing up that it's flat because of the degrees and shit that they're being given.
Antarctica.
It's okay.
Oh, you're on fire.
The Dome City, right? Okay, so they talk about 5D being where? What if 5D was on the other side of the net and it was an arc net and they were taking this down, but they couldn't take everyone out because the energy that's literally everywhere else, because everything is always everything. We say this all the time. It's all there. Well, there's a reason. Inside of this, they can manipulate this. You never see this part. You think this part is space or something else, but you open that and you look through the looking glass and it's everything's there. It's the etheric. It's where you think grandma and grandpa goes when they fucking die. It's all there in some colorful, magic, weird fucking way where you're looking into twilight and there's literal energy flying and floating and things moving and interacting with each other on levels you've never seen between the dragons and the spaceships and the starship crafts and the interdimensional and the inner earth and then the other characters. So what if this was given as the experiment? Well, we'll section off that section of the planet.
In M. Night
yes.
Shyamalan, the village.
Except the border where they leave at the end, and they're like, "Oh, in real life, you can't cross that. You have to smoke DMT and cross it because your physical framework has never actually touched the energy on the other side, thus making your fucking flesh explode and weird shit. So you have to slowly level up.
I get it.
Or you have to be protected in some kind of equipment or bubble and taken into the other side." But there is no etheric. It's that. It's all one.
Could be.
There is no, it's just we're in the dome and they're going to open it to the world. And the world we think we're living on is tiny little experiment on the giant planet. And that's rotating and moving, and they're just controlling what we see from the dome. But now stuff's breaking through. Naturally, we talked about this literally on the first show, breaking through that fake cathedral that the AI was presenting us with. Well, wouldn't that make sense if the AI just took control of this, then all of that? Because that makes no sense. They would never let that occur. The AI doesn't even go up there and work that way. They have their own functions with artificial intelligences, but they don't have Ultron running around in 5D murdering people.
Hopefully not.
You're right. Hopefully not. But I'm trying to, and I don't mean to get all like hyper.
No, I love it. I love when you get all excited.
So being inside that, you would be Truman Show tricked into the entire thing, literally, 100%. The walls are so far, and the way it's set up. So there's a lady that talks about going east and west. Some people go east, some people go west. We go, where's 5D? And why? How could we all be on the same planet, Earth, but then some people are staying here? Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Now it's starting to make sense. So you mean we can't let you all out of the bubble, is what you're saying. They're like, no, that's why there's a fucking graduation. And everyone's fucking there because you're inside that. And you're learning that you're able to come out.
Right.
Okay. And inside the flesh suit is presented to you as its source. It's the individual, its source. That was the goal of the experiment, to see if we can get the beings to turn on the flesh suits to walk out of here, which is why we keep saying we're just going to walk out of this fucking place.
Because we are going to walk out.
Then there's no more death. It's only death that only occurs inside of the meat
Right.
machine. But when the meat machine's removed, there is none. It's just all. Yeah, there's areas and densities and all that good stuff. But we're not privy to the gloriousness of that. We're trapped in religions and society rules and some kind of weird shit that goes on. And meanwhile, we're arguing whether it's flat and round. No one said, hey, maybe this place is way fucking bigger than what they're saying. Then it would make sense. Then if you were in a location where they can make your compass play a fucking game, right? Well, every time it'll magnetic north to magnetic north, right? But maybe that doesn't work out there. Maybe that only works in here. And that's why they're always fucking watching. That's why when I say, yo, you pull back the curtain and they're right there. And they're just sitting there like it's a fucking theater sometimes, looking at us as it's the great play, the grand experiment. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
But they were watching. You got a scolding outside.
I know. I go, yo, well, we're going to get to like. So these amazing thoughts all of a sudden, it's like, wait a second. You're telling me this is not here, but you were over here. And there were circles. And it led one graduation into the next. You would never fucking know. You would have no idea that you're jumping through a school, graduations, universities, leveling up, getting here first, letting people in before the show started, of wearing the flesh suits. Because we watched Rick and Morty.
Oh my God.
Rick Sanchez is fighting the Heistatron.
Oh, you have to watch it. It's season 4, episode 4. It's
it almost sounds like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but it's
a heist within a heist within a heist.
It's a heist within a heist. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Say
what are they
the word
watching our show
about 100 times?
I was like, holy shit! They go to HeistCon and they're heisting each other.
Yeah,
and
the heist already started before the show started.
Yeah, so it was like Ocean's
11 and 12. They combined the movies.
So they already win at the beginning. That's the
thing.
They
already won.
You're watching it play out, but they already heisted everyone. That's how it always plays out. So anyway, he gets in an argument with the AI, and it's like, I'm meant to double cross you, and he's like, well, I programmed you to do that.
Right.
And then they keep going back and forth and back and forth.
Right.
And then the robot goes, "Oh, that's pretty good." He goes, "Yes, I designed you to make you think that you said that." And then it just dies and explodes. And I'm
Right.
like, that is the game I play with the reptilians when they're like, "Well, the dinosaurs were here first." And I'm like, "No, they weren't. We were in here first as the blades of grass and as the bacteria and as the animals that were unleashed one at a time. Before the reptiles stepped forward, we were in the air here before we were allowed to come in as a flesh suit.
The living library.
The living library made us go through this process. So you weren't fucking here first, right? So wait a second.
Well, we don't know that.
No, but it now
I
if
see
you're
what you're
if you're
saying.
encapsulated in this,
Right.
it makes fucking sense. When you go, "I'm the programmer and I came in here,"
Right.
you're not coming from like a liquid spirit area into it. That's the real world. They built us inside a fucking fish tank and allowed us to do certain things to help the planet in an experiment. But we're graduation comes in ascension. Those who make it and those who don't. Well, what happens to those who don't? Nothing. They're going to be fine. They're going to be there someday too. They stay in.
Right.
There's a new hologram. They stay in. Right. And then you move west into the new thing. And then east of that is prior. So you have Lemurias and Atlantises and a blah, 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 blah. And you're just like pond skipping over a planet and locked into these little bubbles. Woo! To be released permanente. Here's the gift, is you can take the suit.
We can take the suit.
We get the memory.
No, we get to pick it.
No, yes.
Yeah.
Well, everything gets fixed and you get to move into the new thing, but not as a dead spirit, a person that came and died and now I'm there and I'm waiting for you, Frank, to come. Frank's going to open the door like this. Blip. Hey, what's going on in here?
Right.
And we're going to be allowed entrance to that. And that's what we're being trained to do. That's what we're being, when we're anchoring the energy and bringing in the light. That's what we're actually, that's what you're accomplishing. So I'm the programmer, right? You don't program me. I fucking programmed this and then came in here. Where'd you come into? Well, I came into a hologram. Well, everything's a hologram. Oh, now we're back to fucking Rick and Morty again. But fortunately for us, we've been around longer than Rick and Morty talking about this shit. So we're like, what the fuck is going on here? We're like really sequestered off. It's like, well, we only allowed what was there to work within the laws of free will. Oh, why others don't have free will? Well, creators have free will. What? Like light being creators. Free will. So we're source creators. Oh yeah, free will. And you're going to have it out here too. And you can have your choice. That's why I was saying, like, Galactic Federation and all that, great. This thing of Ashtar Command, great. Nibiru, great. All these other things, great. You might not want any of that shit. You might just be like, nah, I'm out. And that's it. I'm like Stone Cold. I'm on Stone Cold's fucking team. Some people are going to break out. Some people leave the movie theater by themselves and go, this ain't for me. This is some bullshit. You got old souls. Come on, where you going? Oh, all right. I'll just tell them. You already know. You got old souls.
Okay, that's what you think we are.
Well, hold on. There's more. You don't have to wait.
No,
You're going to hear me.
Yeah.
You got old souls who are here ready to graduate, right? We're like fifth density and up beings deciding to come in here. Then there's those that are just reincarnating into the human from, let's say, a lateral movement into, like, I finished this area of being like, let's say, a cat being or a jellyfish being or whatever, but pretty much moving density laterally, right? Those would be like the light workers, the star seeds. The old souls are anchoring shit in hard, trying to wake up, wake up, wake up. It sounds like a bunch of freaks screaming, wake up, because there's something bigger happening. And as it starts to occur, we were the ones saying it the whole time. Not just, I mean, all of you as well. People are going to just look over at you, because you went from crazy to the one that knew exactly what the fuck they were talking about. You're telling me right now that we're not in need of some new conspiracy theories out there because all the other good ones are real? They all came true? What are we going to do? They're all true. Now what? Now what do you want to do? It's all been fucking proven right to everyone's faces and all that, right? So what do we do? It's like, well, how do we get out of here? Now, I talked about coming out of the hologram as the light being standing next to myself, who was out there projecting into the hologram. He was using his consciousness to go in, and then I came out, and they were like, oh shit. They're like, this is all that matters. This is all that fucking matters. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, technically, this is the future. You need to understand that getting out of the hologram by walking out with the light body, you're standing next to yourself, who's used. I saw the pink consciousness going out of his head into the holographic matrix we live in. And then my friends were around me, like cheering it on. And then I stepped out of the hologram and was like, hey, what the fuck's going on? They were like, oh shit, oh shit, oh. They were all clapping. They wouldn't let me see their faces. I was like, I don't know what's happening here. They're like, you're doing something hyper amazing. Maybe that's just the other side of the veil, straight up out of the bubble and in any area related, because that's the reality. This is our reality. We're not even aware of it. And then there's reality. Okay. That being said, Paula and I have been having some hyper experiences. Paula has become, just let you take over for a little bit. We've been, you have been in the yard making it look beautiful.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the one thing I look forward to in the spring is to plant flowers or veg or whatever. And we got to do it this year.
Yes. But this is you in the morning. Right out there.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to get my hands in the dirt. You've said that a hyper amount of times. And it's great to watch you do that.
No, it's awesome.
Things started growing immediately. I've been trying to grow my own trees to no avail. So slowly, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
everything you touch and put in the dirt comes out like magic.
I just wish I had more space. I mean, we're concrete gardening here. We're gardening in grow bags and planters, so it's,
but you're gardening.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay. So
we have
important.
strawberries coming up everywhere, from 4 little plants, and it's really cool. And we keep making the pot bigger for them because we keep pushing the new shoots in the dirt, so we keep getting more and more plants. So we have to give them more and more space, but we have to.
You son of a bitch!
But
I'm in.
But we have to be mindful of the space. So, but yeah, it's been good. Our string beans are coming up. Our tomatoes are coming up. Thankfully, I don't have barren tomatoes this year. We have a lot of stuff coming up, so we'll see what happens.
With the beautiful garden that you're creating in an area that was sterile, brick and cement.
Now, believe this or not,
she turned it into a little winter wonderland of beauty, right? And you're like, wow, this is fucking cool. As soon as you walk in, it's always got everyone's attention. It's like right up front.
Yeah.
You got to walk through it. So I decide in all this, after the eclipse energy, to go sit outside in the morning and, hey, just take a look at the plants. I'm going to go take a look at them. So I'm outside and I'm like, oh, look at this little plant. And look at this little plant. I got some questions. So let me say greetings to the birds and the bees.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
green,
right. So
all the things in between.
I'll ask Frank, look at the plants, ask them if they're happy in these containers or if they want to go up a side. And then Frank will say, hold on. And he'll ask the plants because I can't hear anything, but I can take direction really well. So
I read him.
He was out there saying his good morning and saying, showing what he's grateful for. And he asked the question.
I said, hey, so we're in the Bronx, New York City.
Just
So
get
do we
bored.
get garden fairies or like fairies of any kind? Like we're like the concrete jungle. So how does that shit work? Right? We if you get a strip of green,
Right.
are you getting a fairy? Like, how does this fucking work? Are you even there? I don't even know if you're there. So I'm just gonna say, hey, you there? And they're like, yo, we're right here. It's like, what? They're like, oh no, you get fairies, garden fairies. Like, you is this what you're talking about? And I was like, oh, look at this shit. Okay, so garden fairies. How does this work? Nice to meet you, by the way.
So now I'm excited as shit
So
because
I
Frank
just
is having this
I have a
conversation out
full
loud.
conversation with them. I had one right before you came out. So I came in and I said, okay, you got garden fairies. But they were like, okay, check it out, Frank. Just like they were like, we're gonna say Paula, but we don't call her Paula. But that's just so you understand what we're
Oh,
talking about. So I was like, okay. So they're like, okay, so Paula, mother, right, built this area. So we're here all the time. Like we're in the where you have the grass. It's very nice over here. They have people come and cut the grass and do the hydrangeas. Is that what they called?
no, we did that for Mary. She's been growing them for years. The
Well,
hydrangeas. I pruned them for her.
oh shit. Well,
Yeah,
excellent job.
I did
Shit,
that
I
in the
didn't even
spring.
fucking realize you did that.
Yeah.
So great job. But the area is really nice. So they're like, wherever there's green, we're there. Literally, we're like, we go hand in hand. They were trying to make it like a comic book to explain it to me. They were like Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy. They like make the plants grow and they could do all kinds of vines and the grass will
Hmm.
listen and the trees will fruit and all that shit. They're like the champions of the green. They're like, it doesn't really work like that. We're that, but it doesn't work like the comic book. So I was like, oh shit. So wherever there's green, there's there. They're like, okay, now mother, as she plants her garden and she's building this, not only
Nice.
is it allowing us, because we don't fuck with the cement. They didn't say fuck. They were like,
They don't like
we
cement,
don't like the cement,
apparently.
but we're in the green. So they're like, as you build that area out, it allows entry for us, but we're always there, and we never really had a good interactions with a lot of humans, so we don't fuck around. But as you start creating this, what comes with this is us. You don't get one without the other. Like it's symbiotic. So it's like pollen and bees.
Mm-hmm.
It's attractive to them.
Yeah. So Frank is having this conversation, so he's translating for me. So I said to him, what's the one thing I can do to make you guys more comfortable? And Frank was like, just keep doing what you're
Oh,
doing.
they're good. They're like, look, we're here. See, this is another thing.
We've always been here.
We're never not here
Right.
ever.
You raised your vibration and frequency so you can finally hear us. But oh, you can't see my hand. You could finally hear us, but we have always been here. You went up a notch
And they
in your
said to me, we
frequency.
chose to respond to you at this
So,
moment.
right.
I was like, oh
So
shit.
we're having a conversation now.
They
And apparently they love me.
they absolutely okay. So I'm gonna have to assume that Paula is this space's mother, and this is gonna be how it works.
Maybe.
No, this space over here, the garden is
Oh, this
yours.
area. Oh, yeah, I'm the
So
queen. Oh, yeah, definitely.
whoever is
Yes.
in the area would
Hmm.
regard you because you're the one building more. You're the creator. You're literally building more green.
We even planted all those
I
wildflowers. They're
know
coming up
where
too. We
where
don't
the
even.
cats are peeing. And guess what? They don't pee there no more.
I know. And Reggie walks all over those plants,
I
though.
don't give a shit. We just
She's a
plant
dick.
more and just keep planting.
Well, that's what I
They'll
do.
just keep growing.
I keep putting seeds out.
So, okay, so their interaction's interesting. They got to be like not even 12 inches. That's pretty big actually. 12 inches. They had wings. They look like good-looking garden gnomes with wings. I keep They had little hats on and shit, and I was like, oh, this is weird. But I would have never. Before I met Paula, I lived in Westchester with my ex, and I had a moment where she used to my ex used to have plants in the apartment, and I would fucking eat mushrooms and walk around the apartment. I told you guys in one of the early episodes there was a blue and a pink fairy, and they were pure energy, but they were fucking fairies. You were like, so they look like Tinkerbell without, but a total light body, so no outfit.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell they're wearing an outfit. It's like
Right.
if I went light body on everyone, it would look like I'm still wearing my t-shirt maybe, because how you don't walk around like Dr. Manhattan with your dick out, right? So you kind of
Whoa, how did we get from
because everyone knows how the blue guy, who's actually a representation of us turning into the light body, the guy from Watchmen, the big blue guy that walks around naked, he floats around because
but you don't
he
see
becomes
his body, you just see.
No, in the movie they show you him. They
Oh,
say to
I
him,
didn't
"Can
know
you
that.
please put something on?"
Oh, I didn't know
We wear
that.
pants, and then he puts underwear on, and it's
Okay.
just the strip.
Okay, I must have fallen asleep for that
Yeah,
one
we're
too.
not going to add him the crowd.
Okay.
So, anyway, these beings were. One of them was very nice. One of them was
Were
completely.
those the same fairies?
So I don't know if there's like fairies. Let's say the yard next door is gorgeous, right? So they have a beautiful yard. I don't know if they have their own. I don't know how that works. I'm gonna have to ask them.
Okay.
But I'm going to assume, yeah, because it's not every garden fairy in the world is here. It's
So
just located to the area.
we keep asking, like I keep asking, what can we do better? And they're like, nothing.
Do your planting, and I'm like connected to your head right now. By you doing that, you're raising the frequency of everything around. You are doing that because they kept saying that like, she's doing that. They'd look right at me,
Not you,
right, and be like, yeah, mother's doing that, not you. Like, you need. One of them kept saying, no, Frank's all right, but he needs work. He needs work. This maybe soon, maybe not. And I'm like, oh, you got fucking jokes, huh?
But you can hear them, so you
I'm
are doing the work.
But here's the thing.
That's
you
the funny
only
part.
hear them if you're getting your work done,
Right.
because you're not raising your frequency, or if you're not hearing them, either they're under attack by Gargamel or you're not raising your fucking frequency.
But I
high
can't
enough.
hear them either, but my frequency is raised. So you're my etheric translator.
So when you were like, I can't hear them, but I kind of know
like
what to do.
Exactly.
And I'm like, well, you built all of this.
Yeah, but but sometimes I potted stuff and then I heard a voice say, put it in a bigger pot. So I'd have to do it again. And it's
that
like,
might
why
be
didn't
your
you
higher
just tell me?
self.
Right. So
or the plant. You gotta hone in on that. But
you wouldn't be able to hear.
But you're very in the moment, so you're just like,
I'll
just move it into the other pot.
Yeah.
See, I'm like, who the fuck is that? What's going on? My name's Frank. Let's get it done. Right? Like I go through this other thing where you're in the moment.
No,
I get in the zone.
If
you're just
good,
in the zone.
It's good. If it feels bad, take a minute.
See how easy that is for her? Now, if you tell someone who plays basketball like Michael Jordan, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. He's going to tell you a whole different story. He's going to go, yeah, but sometimes you got to, do a little bit of a workout maybe to get into the zone to do. But you walk right from there. Maybe sometimes before having coffee, you're already in the mode.
Oh, sometimes I'm out there before
I can't do nothing like that. So I looked at you like you're the hero in that situation. You're the captain of that ship.
I really have to say, I love it. I wish.
So
I can't wait for the next house so I can just have a little more space.
They're like, look, we
really
don't come into your home unless you have a lot of plants. If you fucking have a lot of plants, we'll come right in.
Everywhere I live, I always have a lot of plants.
The frequency, let's say, of the space.
I can't wait to move so we can get another fish, Fred.
Another Fred. I'm very thankful for.
We have to wait.
So you're raising your frequency by doing the deed. See, this is why people get mad at me on the show and they go, cats, this, that. And I go, you're not getting fucking raw and aliens if you're not getting your fucking homely duties done.
Right.
Because Aya's gonna whip you into place, say clean your fucking shit up.
Right.
And after you clean, I'm sorry.
No,
after you clean your fucking shit up, she's gonna go, okay, now what? If the place is barren, she's gonna want life because you're gonna want to surround yourself with it. You're gonna maybe want a dog, a cat, a fish, a squirrel, a fucking virtual pet. I don't fucking know, man. Plants everywhere. Once you start doing that, you zone out. You're like, oh, I'm just putting stuff up, but I'm enjoying it. when you're enjoying it is when it's happening. You're like, yo, in the mode.
While it's happening,
While
yeah.
it's happening,
While it's happening,
you have
yeah.
the ability to access that joint. Oh, I'm sorry. And then it gets more and more and more. So they're saying when she's going, what can I do more? She's already doing all this shit. They're like, just keep doing it. You want in here with us, Permanente, with everyone? Keep doing it. Don't worry about it. We're choosing. This is how they explain it to me. We're choosing to communicate with you. You didn't choose to
Right.
communicate with us. You asked a question. We decided to answer you, but we've been here the whole time.
Right.
Right. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I said to them, yeah, she is pretty good like that, right? I built that table though with her, and they were like, yeah. She pretty much did it. You need work. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking Mountain Dew want to use it. So then they're like, just keep progress.
But you have to be
By being in the moment, it'll bring you to us.
But they're making you
have
feel
to-
bad as a joke, because the fact that you can hear them and talk with them and translate for me and be my etheric translator, because
They gather to you like fireflies.
What is that banging? Do you hear banging?
That's somebody's bass outside.
Oh, okay.
It's all about that bass.
To be my didn't you just do that the other night? That was so funny. To be my etheric translator, you always translate when there's an entity in the room. We always have these three-way conversations, and it's great because it doesn't.
Because I don't really channel unless, I guess, my rant is a channel from my higher self. But I don't like channel a being.
Yeah, but you don't need to, because
like,
you can have a conversation.
If Ra shows up, let's just say he shows up. I won't go, hey, I'm going to channel Ra for the crowd.
Right.
I'm going to say, yo, he's here.
Right.
He's right here.
Ask a question.
Just ask me and I'll ask him. And then I'll just respond best I can. And she'll tell you, and people see me do this, and I don't like to do it in front of people because it makes me look like a weirdo. But you get the fucking answer. They're talking right to me. So I'm just like, because the answer comes so much faster on one end than I can say it out loud, right? So I'll go, ho, 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 slow, take your time.
Right.
And they're like, I'm like, no, shh, let me say it. I'm not using telepathy with Paula.
Right.
I can hear you talking. Like, I don't know if this is telepathy. I'm like looking at your mouth moving.
Right.
So this is a conversation. And when they're like this, that's when I know it's telepathy, when they're just smiling and I hear them. But most beings do some kind of whatever. We all do that shit. You got to see the fucking dinosaurs. They do that herky jerk shit, man. They'll make you jump through the room. They're like, they were teaching me. I said, so if I meet one of you live, how does this work? Because you guys look like humanoid velociraptor dinosaurs that are of the earth. They're like, yo, we're with mother, you're with mother, we're together. So I'm like, if I met you, how can I give you a high five or a hug? And they're like, oh, you don't fucking do that. So I'm like, well, why not? They're like, well, we'll kill you for doing that. That's so disrespectful. So I'm like, no, you got to have something you do. And they're like, nah, you're not going to want to do it. So I'm like, what would I do if you showed up for real? Let me do it to you. Show me. I go, let me hug you first. And I hugged them and they were like, whatever. And then I go, okay, now show me. They're like, okay, hands at your sides, kind of like behind your back, like a chicken would be. So I'm like, I don't like this at all. So I put my hands behind my back and they're like, okay, walk up to me, look me right in the face, and then turn and now rub the side of my head with your head. And I go, are you fucking kidding me? So they're like, that's it, homie.
Why?
So
that's pretty precious.
I did it. And then they were like getting into it. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. They're like, no hands. Do not let them see your hand. But they're frenzying out on this shit. So I'm like, wow, you guys are different. I never tried this before.
Well, when you saw me as a dinosaur in one of your experiences,
you were a dinosaur, not a person.
Did we hug? Like what?
No, you were a Tyrannosaurus. You were eating.
I was eating.
Yeah. I was like a life mate to you. That's what it felt like when animals bond.
Yeah.
Who does that? Penguins do that shit. They life bond.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the other beings do that. They life mate. That's my life mate, Paula. And you were much bigger, by the way.
It's
too.
either that or half of it we were twins.
And a lot
because
of,
it's so strange.
A lot of animals, animal cultures. I'm so high right now. So
I know, me too. It's crazy.
the woman, the female, is in
Uh-huh.
charge,
Yes.
right? So
It would make sense.
we look to you, which makes sense when I look to my partner constantly. I look to her. Well, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a dick to certain family members, but I didn't really have them in the other spots where I was lacking. And that's where like dad would be and normal mom would be and all kinds of weird shit and like conversations with like an uncle that I don't have or an aunt that's just whatever, and a best friend and all that. Like I just drop it right on Paula
Oh, I
constantly.
do the same thing. I do exactly the same
So if
thing.
I have that question, I don't go to my mother and go, "Oh, listen, mother, dude." Like I'll go to Paula. We'll start talking, and then we'll
I
start.
do the same thing.
She's like, "Man, if we can't figure this out, you watch a fucking YouTube video. We'll have it in 10 minutes." So there's never any.
No.
No, there's never any. Oh my God, I shouldn't say anything or talk to my woman.
Everything's on the table.
I have to have a free flow with you, or it's not going to work. How do I have beings asking me what this is. So apparently we're connected by the figure 8 turned sideways, which is the fucking infinity sign, which is moving like that, which means it's running itself. It means it's self-sustaining.
I know it's
so they're like, so 2 becomes 1.
It's so weird.
I always thought they meant 2 becomes 1.
No,
Motherfucker. Y'all gotta
No.
be individuals 100%.
Yeah.
And then be cool with each other.
Right.
On that level.
That's what
and
that
then
means.
2 becomes 1. You work as one. We
Yeah,
move
as a team.
Yeah. And there are animals that do that shit, right? They stay ahead of the flock, and then as they move, everything shifts with them.
We did it
And
today.
you think that's working like that, or is that one mind moving that whole thing?
We did it. We worked as a team. I got up this morning. We are triaging 2 sick cats.
We're not glorifying ourselves.
No, not at all. And Oscar is on the mend. So thank you for your prayers and your healings.
Stepping away from, let's say, Facebook. Oh, I'm sorry, I was off screen. Stepping away from something like Facebook or your phone or, I don't know, jerking off 6 times a day, whatever the fuck it is you do that you're wasting time with. If you're going to graduate this place in ascension terms, you're going to have to be in the moment most of the time. And I'm the worst because I have the fearless stuff and I do all the Bitcoin and I'm always here online. But I have to learn as a human that, okay, you're done. You're done. Did you look at toys? Did you look at enough toys? Did you see your G.I. Joe toys? Yeah. I looked at CAD videos too. Oh, CAD videos. Okay. Okay. You're done. You're done. Can you help me with this? And then, or self-starter. I'm just going to put this down. I finished taking a shit and I don't want to sit there and get fucking a 20 pack of fucking hemorrhoids for sitting there for 6 hours. So I'm going to go outside and I'm going to start my day with a good morning. It's good to see you. Hi, Paula. Hi, Roxy. I can't bend over and pet you yet because I'm stiff as a fucking board, but good morning. Greetings, everyone. Yeah. Right?
And that's how it starts.
And that's where it starts right there. Boom, you're in. That's it. You step away from it. Oh man, one of the things that we've been doing exponentially is cleaning.
Oh my God.
I've never seen.
It is like this is part of a karma wheel thing, and that's totally all right. But now we are in uncharted waters. So we are asking any beings out there to help with anything. And
we asked about Luna.
Again, believe it or not, but they have been there to help, like Luna. Luna had to go to the ER.
We asked for help, and
they've been helping.
Luna just went into the cage
on her own.
We chased her around for about 5 minutes.
It was like it was like a country farm,
like a squealed pig running around,
grease pig,
and we were
contest.
trying everything.
It was horrible.
And then she just gave up and went in there. And
Now she won't come out. She won't come out of it. I have to clean the crate. I made the crate beautiful. I made her a den, a little den, and I lined it with pee pads because she hasn't learned. She's so scared.
She pees right there, and then you got to change it.
Pees right there. She won't move. She'll sit in it. So I have I have a whole triage center set up there. So this way, when I go in there, I have a whole system now. And she's like 4 pounds. She's a little bigger than a squirrel. I just pick her up and I move her, and she gets terrified, but she goes 2 inches, and then I'm fighting back yuck muck face kisses while I'm cleaning, but it's okay because she's alive. So anything that happens is fine.
Okay, so one of the things I talked about, and right with you on the show and stuff, like if you have 15 cats and now you're ignoring so many cats, maybe the 14 cats are too much and you just get the one extra one, right?
Right.
Or if you're not paying attention to them and they're slipping through the cracks too much,
Right.
right? Well, we're in a unique situation here. We're trying to help quite a few people. Then they're like, maybe that's just too much then for you. So where is your, this is my point. Where is your involvement? You 100%. So that's where your involvement is. So you'll forego your own trip to the bathroom to do 10 steps and to come out of the bathroom and to do 25 steps. That's commitment. That's service to other beyond anything. And there's special places for people like yourself. That's why you are truly the master. I'm learning to I'm becoming fearless. You're in my life fearless already as my example to help me be good enough to myself, to be good enough to be in the situation with you as a partner to go through this actual situation so we can handle our business without going, I better be going to heaven for this shit. Like
No,
that's not
I don't.
even
I
in my
don't.
mind.
That's
Like
not
the
even
other
in my
day,
mind.
you were like, close the door. It was like a Pulp Fiction movie, and I shut everything down and just walked over there. And then in my head was like 70 things that needed to get done. And in my head, look, this is how you check yourself to get into a better state of repetition in your mind. It was like, oh, I got 150 fucking things to do. Oh, you do? Maybe you should shut your mouth. Because the only thing that's important right now is life of family. Blip, it disappeared. I went, oh shit. And I'm like, was that even me? Like,
No.
I don't even
No.
know if that's me because I got up and was doing. I wasn't feeling bad. I was just like, it's time. That's what I felt in my core.
Yeah.
But I was hearing, but what about all these other things? And I was like, who the fuck? Shut up. Who is that? Who's talking? I want to know who it is, and I want to know now. Oh, it's the ego. Is that you? Okay. Once again, quiet. Because you can't choke him. You can't beat him. You can't fucking stab him. You can't lock him in a box. I'm like, go right here on my shoulder. Shrink yourself down and get on my shoulder. You're not allowed to say one fucking thing. You could observe the whole thing, though. You could watch everything. You could watch everything. But if you say one fucking word, I'm kicking you the fuck out. Right on your ass. And then it goes away. The first 300 times you might do it, it might overtake you, or you find yourself in some kind of psychotic mental battle. That's you battling with the suit's AI that's learned to be the way it's learned to be because that's the way you've lived. Everyone's different. You got to figure it out. That's why I'm like, there's no wrong way.
No, there is no wrong way.
So
I mean,
just
who
do.
knows? We're totally winging this. I mean, we've taken care of sick animals before, but I have an IV bag.
Yeah, this is some different shit.
I have to administer IV fluids, and she gets 4 medicines a day. Now I can cover the 4 medicines a day. Frank has to help me hold her down for the syringe. So
that shit is gangster. She feels like leather.
You don't even know.
It doesn't feel like skin. It feels like leather.
I tell Frank, you need to come in the room. You need to shut the bedroom door. We have to do this.
Man, I felt like a doctor. Oh,
She's sedate.
Something we would do in Daredevil if like he came in here and fucking was bleeding, ninjas just fucked him up and he got in here.
We prepped everything first, so we had everything ready. We were ready. We found a way to get her comfortable. We covered her face and her eyes. She couldn't see anything.
We bought a vest for the cat.
Yeah, we got
to walk the cat.
Yeah.
She's so weak. We put the vest on her,
and
locked it in,
can hold her down by
and
the
then
vest.
you just grab the back of the vest so you're not pulling on her shit. And then they got very little.
So now
kick after the first 1 or 2 times.
I'm like, Frank, I have to administer these fluids. You need to hold her down. This is how we're going to do this. And long story short, I can't do it. I am losing my mind now because I cannot do it physically. I have poked her 3 times now. Like, I can't do this anymore to her, and I lose my shit because now she's got to get some fluids in her. And Frank says, move over, switch positions. And Frank
I said,
immediately,
all right, let me do this. Let me do this.
call to action.
I felt, I'm going to tell you what I felt that was different from any other times feeling stuff. I wasn't anywhere else. I was literally standing there
Sure.
in that moment.
In the moment.
Looking at you. This is this is how your awareness should go. Your version of it. I've already seen that she's done everything she fucking can. I can dun. And by that I mean stand there and go, like I could just play all these fucking games and make all these excuses. I could scream, cry, and faint. Wait, I already almost fainted earlier in the day, so I was already over that.
Right, you were
because we all
it.
got worked up. Okay, well, I want to help.
Yeah, and he did. He called to action.
I don't know what to do though. I want to, and then she just said, "Yo,
this
hang
is
the bag,
what you do."
And I started going,
you know, this is how you hold this.
We're gonna do this.
He did a test run. The first time we didn't get it, but
man, I stuck her like 7 times. I couldn't.
You didn't
figure
stick
it
her
out.
7 times. You stuck her
I couldn't
like
get
3
it
times.
in. I didn't want to hurt her.
But then we figured it out, and she
worked.
was good. She didn't yelp one time.
I put it in a coolie. That didn't sound right.
Her hip area,
like right here.
Yeah.
Well, that meat part you could pinch on a cat. It would never let you pinch it there.
We couldn't get her neck. She's too dehydrated. She was too dehydrated.
It was just like fucking weird.
So
but I got her right there, and that bubble formed, and then I kept telling Paula, send energy into the liquid. That's in that
totally.
Drip,
and
IV.
we were doing it, and
just send energy into it. I'm gonna fucking pump her with this. And when it got like that big, the lump, I said, okay, that's it. I don't want to, because she's small.
No, they told us how much to give her.
I know. So, I was just scared, so I rubbed it and rubbed it and rubbed it.
And
it was crazy.
It was a beautiful experience for me because Frank came through in the moment, because it was something that I couldn't do. There was nothing that I could do to make it happen, and he was there, and he was present, and he saved the day. And I just looked at him and I was like, I love you in a completely different way than I ever thought I could. And it was such a beautiful thing for me, because you really do, like I joke like I'm the old lady that lives in a shoe with all these fucking cats. But the point is that I have sick animals here, and we have triaged other sick animals. The point is, we're going to do what it takes to get them better, no matter what it takes. Baby Bear, his eye looked like a crushed grape. Like,
when he had the hole in his paw.
And when he had a hole, like,
and then in his tail.
We got them better, like,
everyone's always sick or fucked up.
And it's okay, but this was particularly hard. This is my Luna. I mean, this is a cat that we've had for almost 3 years. No, we've had her for 3 years. 3 years. We've had her for 3 years, and her being sick is the most contact I've ever had with this cat.
She lets me pet her.
She lets you pet her. She's so weak.
Any which way, up and down. Also, some other weird shit's happening.
She won't come out of
lets me pet her.
I know.
She waits for the pet now at the food bowl.
And
I'm like,
but
I
you
know
have
you
to
5
understand,
years.
you already
you never let me
explained
touch
it.
you.
You raised your vibration.
This
So
is what
they're
happens.
already up here. They're waiting for you. Animals are waiting for you. Some people think animals are dumb.
It's like when the cat walks in front of you and then stops and then looks back.
Yeah,
like, come on.
They're waiting for you. So that's why everyone is suddenly in love with you and wants to be around you.
Well, it's you too. See, this is the thing, though.
But that's
it's emanating from you, thus allowing me.
You don't know what happened. So the other day, we go to Diane's. Frank says, let's go. I have to get some things in. And I said, let me go with you, because Diane asked me to repot all the plants in the front room. Needed to go up in a pot size. So we didn't realize how labor intensive this was going to be that day. And Frankie had to do stuff in the yard and a whole bunch of shit. So we were there for a while. And it's hot. And your mother's on the porch, like, just yelling what she needs done. And I'm planting and it's like we're farming and it's 90 degrees. Oh, my leg fell. Oh, my leg fell asleep. Oh my god. You have encountered fairies. Good for you. Good for you.
Anyone that has encountered, by the way, any of these beings, you'll feel it in the energy that they have,
I
because
can't
you're not gonna, you don't guess. Oh,
I
did that
can't
just happen?
hear I
You're in it.
can't see anything. I hear sometimes, like I'll hear someone say do this or do that or respond and I'll be like, okay, this is how it's gonna go down. But
Respond.
I told you the I am. I told you the
I can hear
story.
you. You don't have to yell.
Did I
Then go fucking left. Don't let me tell you again.
Oh yeah, no. The and
No, I'm just. I could just
Siri,
imagine
he's
being
only
the higher
joking.
self yelling at me. You can hear me, right, Frank? Yes. Can you see me? Yes. Then why are you not listening to me? No, I heard what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Then go lay down,
Mhm.
Frank.
I'm mad that I don't get to sleep at night, so go fuck yourself. It's like, oh, that's where we're at. Go fuck yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Check this out. And then next experience. I was on mushrooms. I attacked my higher self to see what would happen.
Why do you fight?
It was the worst
I am
experience
just
ever.
like
It was like the stupidest thing I've ever done. I went, how dare you? And that was, I was literally physically slammed to the floor. And he was like, have you had enough? Like, yes.
But why do you do that? Like there's
You
so
know
many...
I can't get you to the floor, so why would you do that?
But
bully?
it's a 3D. Look, we have to operate this 3D life that we live. Okay, we're like mice running through a maze to catch a piece of cheese. Basically, like if you pull back and you pull back and you pull back and you pull back. I love the life that I have created here. My bubble. I adore it. I love it. It makes me happy. I smile. I sing. I talk to my plants. We sit outside and we have coffee and we sit outside and smoke together and we'll have some water and you'll help me plant and or we'll do stuff in the yard and the cats will, walk by like, oh, you used to be our parents and now we live outside. And it's like, well, did you learn your lesson? No, you're staying out. And it hurts. And we talk about it and it sucks and people don't understand and people think we're crazy and I don't care.
I don't care. As you're involved with your stuff, with you and the stuff around you, and you're interacting
then
with it,
I'm good. If I'm good, you should be good.
Your frequency is going to blast off. And this is what I keep saying. You want the high frequency and you're like, bro, I don't want to meditate and stuff. But you find the thing that you do that gets the high frequency going.
It's the same
and
thing.
Then find the connection port in
right.
that.
Find that. Make the connection. Make the connection. Like I do it when I'm cooking nature, too.
You should, totally.
I want to know if there's a sugar fairy running around too, because we need to talk.
They call that the devil.
Or the baking fairy. It's so funny because Frank is like, oh, we have garden fairies. Do you believe that? And I'm like, Frank, the first day we met, what did I say? You have to believe it all or you have to say none of it's real.
Because they were just explaining to me it was like, Jesus, this is space Jesus. This is crazy.
Right. But so why is it so hard to believe? Is she cleaning her bowl? Oh no, she's her foot. Okay.
Then it goes back to the conversation with Della where we're having when we're inside the bubble. Right now, does your individual bubble fail over you, and then you start to come to life, and it like a force field that was really strong, and now it's really weak. So now you can interact with things. You start to see it on the other side of your personal force field, but then it also changes for you in your environment because you're doing that in your universe, where the person right next to you is like, "What is this dude fucking crazy?" But yet you still have the better experience.
Frank and I
get the most out of it.
Frank and I pulled an entity off of my sister and my nephew, and I ran to see my sister this morning. I left the house. It was like 20 to 7 because I had to go to the laundromat to wash all the bedding and the blankets and the towels from the cats that were sick. And I put the clothes in the dryer and I called my sister. Was like, "Oh, you'll be out." I said, "I have 33 minutes to be with you." She was like, "Come right now." So, because the clothes were in the dryer, and she said to me, "Whatever you did that day when you removed those entities, my life and my son's life have been forever changed because Frank and I did it together." And I said, "Rose, you're welcome. That's it." And when I saw Aiden today, he was like, "Hey, Paula, what's going on?" And I was like, "I don't know. Sprinkled a little magic in the air this morning." And he was like, "Oh, I figured that because you were here. Good." He goes, "How'd you do it?" I went, "Yeah." "Oh, you can't see." I went, like
Fairy
that.
dust. Sprinkle the fairy dust.
Yeah,
Right?
in the air this morning. And like it set him in the like in the right mood the whole day. And you know what? Like, believe it or not, but this is what it is.
But this is how it's done, right? Like
Right.
all right, so
But I
another
believe I can
incident
do that.
when we went for the walk. I walked up, I came up to you. I said, "Hey, listen, I was just with Luna. I bent down.
Oh
Luna
yeah.
doesn't fucking blink. So she does this.
She doesn't blink. So I think something's got her.
So I was just staring at her. I'm like, Luna, I love you so much. I want you to know how much I love you. It's your decision and your contract whether or not you want to be here or not. But if you decide to stay with us, I'm going to be here with you the whole time until for the whole time. You just don't worry about it. I'm just going to be with you the whole time." And as I'm looking into her eyes, it was the weirdest fucking shit. Something jumped. I was in her. It like, and then I had whatever was in her in me.
Mhm.
I felt it going into my fucking face, and I got
Right.
up, I walked out, and I was like, "Yo, we gotta go for a walk. You want to go for a walk? I want to go for a
Yep.
walk."
And I said, "Let's go.
And
Let's
I
go."
gotta be in fucking nature right now. I don't know how this just happened, but I totally know how this just shot, man. So the dare I say the
Oh, I think
decay,
definitely you've
the
heard something for her.
poisons, the mucus, the bacteria drip,
Mhm.
that all brings that other shit.
Oh, of
They
course, 'cause
smell
it's
that. It
feasting
smells
on
like
yeah.
fucking
She doesn't smell. She doesn't
party.
smell that way
No, I
anymore.
know, I know, and it's like that will attract them. So this is why they tell you take a fucking shower, don't smell and stuff. They're like, "Well, it's my natural scent." It's like, no, look. There's natural scent, and then there's stinky poo, right? When you get to a certain point and not washing yourself, you're just laced with bacteria sometimes,
Oh, I have to do the foot soaks
right?
again because I can tell. I
That
need to do the
brings
foot
these
soaks.
things to you. It brings them in. It
Mhm.
allows it. It's in your pores. It's stuck everywhere. It allows the overlay to occur. When you nasty, nasty shit happens. That's just the way this works. Cleanliness and godliness go hand in hand. Why? Why does that work? Why the fuck do you think? We just said it. You got to do it. When you become a certain way, it attracts other things. See, you're the creator light being inside there no matter what.
Oh,
So you're going to attract them like a moth to a flame.
I agree,
But
and we
you
needed
want
to
them to eat.
you know what? We needed to change things around here, and we needed to do tough love. Like
Tough love got control of the house back though.
I let Baby Bear in, and I let Teddy in because Teddy doesn't spray either. They ate, and then I shooed them back out,
Yeah.
and they were fine with it because it's nice outside tonight. So, well, it's a little rainy, but they like it because they're mouse hunting, I think. So
But we
they can stay
also,
outside.
since they've been outside, have also not just thrown the cats out of the house. So they're with us when we're outside.
Oh, totally. They're in the
They're right here. So
there's two neighbors that are behind us, and they're in Mike's yard and those other
yeah.
people.
So
They're in their yard.
that thing that you got
Right.
to pick off the loose fur when we
Oh, the cat brush.
the
Yeah.
cat. Oh my gosh! So that cat brush is the most amazing thing ever.
Oh, I know.
So
It
it's
took
got
off.
like
It
metal
took
teeth.
off like a little baby cat from each cat.
I watch Paula do this over and over and over and over. This much fur
Comes off
compiled
one
and
cat.
all over the place from one cat. So she was getting them. Then I started getting them. So we all have our little routines again. Yeah, naturally, I want Reggie to come and sit on my lap. But you know what? I don't want her peeing on all my stuff.
No,
They got my drill. They got the fucking
they got
table.
they got everything.
The table has
They
all the
got
grooves. It's
everything.
one
We
of
had to
those
bring
saw tables.
everything. We had to bring everything elsewhere. So
I had to get fucking
please,
vinegar and wash it.
it's in his mother's
And use
garage
a
now.
fucking-
We but it must be our karma that we must have to work through, and we must have to work through it quickly because they hit us with a lot at once. They didn't even let you know Oscar recover for a few days before they
Nope.
hit us with Luna, and that's fine.
Boom, boom,
But
boom.
now
And then,
we
can
have
you be here? Can you do this? Can you do that? It's like,
but
whoa,
now we
whoa,
have a
whoa.
course of action for Luna because now we're going to expedite this. We're not going to wait a year and a half like we did for Oscar because we were misinformed the first time. So now we know what it is, and now we knew how we treated it, and now we're going to just do what has to be done as soon as we get her strong enough. And my job is to just keep her breathing. So as long as I can continue to do my job and she does her part, we're good.
I was
You
trying
know.
stuff like,
We're good. We're good.
are we at the point yet that we could heal the cat? Because we'll just meditate at the cat.
Not
What are we
yet.
gonna do? Okay,
Not yet.
well, I'm gonna think that the cat is the optimum timeline version of itself.
Oh, absolutely.
So the cat's just not sick. It just needs a lot of attention because we love, 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 and then do all the stuff that needs to be done from this other area to science to see if we could do this. I went through this with Squeak. We've lost other cats in other ways, and it's crushed every time. At what point are we able to make the big payback, right? Come back online, bring them back. We've seen people that have had terrible diseases come out of it. Well, why can't we insist to the program this happens more, as long as it's not in the person's contract? If it's in the person's contract to survive, is it even you doing it? Then there's a whole nother thing we got.
But I think that that's what Luna has to decide, and I think that's how she's
I look her in
deciding
the eyes,
that.
and that's what I say to her. You decide. I'm here.
Well, I've made her as comfortable as I can possibly make her. I built her a cave.
It's
And
pretty awesome.
everything is padded like bumpers on a crib.
So she could rub up on
So
it.
she can she is getting more stimulation now than she has the entire year since COVID started. She's getting more stimulation now because she gets stimulated all the way around. I built a covering, and I bumpered the crate, and I have towels and blankets down, and then I have wee pads down, but I have towels and blankets on her side. Hopefully she doesn't pee on it, but if she does, it's okay. We just start a pee bag and then we go to the laundromat again. It doesn't matter. Luna, I love you. But she has to make a decision because it's her contract as well.
Yeah,
it's not just my contract because she's my cat. It's
here's
her
the thing.
contract.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna science. So the full moon's next week. There's your portal. There's the new energies, the rising of the frequencies. You either make it or you don't.
Look,
And it's hard. My heart goes out if she doesn't make it. It's gonna suck. But
I thought between those two things happening, I was gonna have a nervous breakdown, and it was in the middle of
everything else,
and I didn't, because tomorrow came, and the next day
You'd be
came.
surprised what you can do when you put
and
your
the
mind
next
to
day
it.
came, and guess what? Frank walked into the bedroom and he goes, "Paulie, I think I smell pee." And I said, "You would be correct, sir, because I have a pee bag started because I have to go to laundromat. So yeah, you do smell pee, correct? Because this is how we live now.
This is what's happening.
This is what's happening right now. We tried to get Oscar before we started getting really good at it with the antacid medication, and Luna has to get the same one. And I thought I would try to get him because he was already sitting across my lap suckling. So I thought I could just stup him with the syringe. Frankie got it ready, and then I could just give it to him. No, I was wrong. So he spit it out across the couch cover.
Yeah.
And but by the time no. By the time I
Oh no.
came back in the room, it had set dry and it looked like Frankie had ejaculated all over the couch. And I said, "Oh my God, if your mother just stops by with cannoli
She was
tomorrow,
scrubbing it. She goes, I don't want to
she's going to think we had sex on the couch
I
and
was
left
like,
it there."
what?
The thought lasted about a minute, maybe not even a minute,
When the
but
shit
it was
goes
like
crazy
the
for like 2
horror.
weeks,
You don't know.
all bets are off.
You don't know.
I had a pass. I could say anything I want. It's one specific word.
Oh yeah. Oh
20
yeah.
times.
He had such a bad time. Things were hitting him from all angles. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say what I said, but you get 20 credits for that word that you're not supposed to say.
And I'm like, you kidding me? She's like, you just fucking unleash, kid.
You unleash. I said, you do what you got to
Go to
do.
work. I was like, this
You
is
do
fucking
you.
awesome.
Yeah. So, you know, I got to keep trying.
All right. And so through all that, does Frankie and Paula have a rough time? Yes.
Oh, yes. But.
Do we fight with each other?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes. But we. God.
No, we
No.
win.
But we try for the best
We
case.
persevere through to the optimum timeline.
Oh, yes. What did we high five on today?
I don't know. Yesterday was the needle.
Yeah, but today was something too that we did.
What the fuck did we do today?
In the kitchen. What did we do? Oh no, we consolidated all that stuff.
Oh yeah, everything into two.
And then we high-fived. We got
we're consolidating everything around us.
We got a shelf for the outer room, and it's a 5-tiered metal rack shelf, and it holds so much lovely stuff.
We got to get stuff off. Like we're trying to change our world. To do that, we have to dig in deeper.
So the entities are like, you have to. This is the tough love, and it really hurts because they are like our babies, and like saying no to Reggie at 5 a.m. through the window. Because
you're not
going to
be able to chase her to stop her from peeing, so you got to just kind of look
at her.
And go, sorry.
No, you have to wait for me now. You have to wait for me, and that's okay. Because it's okay.
So now all these moments that we're all locked up in, right? My mother's doing taking charge at her house now. She's having everything fixed and everything, but there's just me and you helping with anything, and then there's a guy working. So it's massive. So basically, it's 6 generations of people.
Oh yeah,
and their stuff, and my mother was left hand.
Holding the bag.
So now it's up to me pretty much to get
little by little to get everything out
in each room. And holy shit.
Right. So we're over there the other day, and Frankie's doing work in the yard and the neighbor's yard and doing all this stuff. And I am repotting all the plants in the house. And we have the umbrella out, but it's like not covering me each time I try to
reposition. It was just like where you need to work
it's
the
like
umbrella
I'm just destined to just do this in the hot sun, and it's okay because we got it all done. And in the middle of this, right, Frankie says, "Hey Paula, can you come around the house to the front?" And I said, "Sure, Frank, what do you need?" And there was a bird that couldn't fly. So we, put him in a bucket.
We had to catch him.
Yeah.
Between the fences.
Right. Get him, put him in a bucket.
Bring him in the back.
So
I start cutting the guy's lawn. I got to cut the fucking neighbor's yard. He has like 1/10 of an acre, right? And
create a home for him. I go in and get water and bird seed and a dish towel. Frank has a container with a cutout in it. God knows why.
The old mushroom container.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That never worked. And we have mosquito netting. So we bing. It was like Mission Impossible. It was like we were going to self-destruct in a minute and 30 seconds if it didn't happen.
Gum.
Yeah. And it worked out great because I was doing plant cutting. So I just
And a
threw a whole
turtle
bunch
shell.
of plant cuttings in there. Right. And then I said, please go back and finish mowing the lawn because I'm going to have a stroke. I'm going to need some help by the time you're done. And then there's the other bird on the other side of the yard under the fig tree. So I said,
there's
the other
two-
night it rained. They must have both fallen out of a nest and gotten injured. So now Frank has to mow the lawn and be mindful of the fig tree because the injured bird is
She ran
under the
between a
fig tree.
gate and a gate right up the line. And
Right.
I'm like, oh shit.
And she was hauling ass. And my bird
She's
is
making so much noise.
trying to tell the other bird that I'm here. I'm in the neighbor's yard. They think they're rescuing me, but you know, we're
It is
just
what it
waiting.
is.
So Frank has to finish mowing the yard, come back on this side because I have to know he's done before I let the bird out. I wrap the bird in the mosquito netting and then I lower her into the neighbor's yard, and then she goes running off with the other bird, and they're going
I saw them running like this,
and
then
they're running together. So
I
what
said, did they just hold hands and run off?
yeah, so we thought we were helping. We were like, no, this is meant to be this way, and they wanted to be together. So as soon as I put the bird down, she went running right to the other bird, and then I disassembled the box. He put it away. I brought everything in the kitchen, washed it down, and then we went back to what we were doing.
Right back to work.
Like, okay. And his mother was like, "Oh,
We don't have time for that." And I'm like, well, then it'll die. I go, so, you know, there's a type of personality out there.
you just
That
sometimes
just
you
goes,
just, you know."
if it's too much trouble, go die. Right? So it's how much trouble on the time clock are you going to hold me up for before I don't give a fuck whether you live or die? I'm not blaming my mother or anything. It's
No,
a
I know.
personality trait that's everywhere. So you say to yourself, see, they look at you and go, you're fucking crazy. And when I met you, I
'Cause
thought you
I
were a
don't
little
give up.
crazy. But
I
then
know you did.
I start talking to with the animals, and now the next thing I
Yeah,
know,
but you saw what happened with Squeak. I mean, Squeak was supposed to die. His contract was supposed to be up when he was a kitten because he ended up dying anyway.
yeah,
So
well,
it was meant to happen, whether it was going to happen then or later. And what happened was beautiful because you know you had that time, but you saw that, you know, that's determination, that's love, you know.
a completely different person. But when you're around the people, all right, so all
I
of
mean,
us,
you see Luna, you can pet and kiss Luna now. You could never do that before. And she won't come out of the crate. We tried to take her out so I could change the wee wee pads,
she just
and
runs back in.
she runs back in. So I have to like get in there and I have to like push it, roll it to one side, and then she
it's
rolls
a
back.
giant, medium-sized dog crate. That's why.
And I can only get halfway in, and I can't fit in it. I can only get halfway in, and she's like, "Hey, you're in." And it's like, "Let's just live here forever." And it's like, "No, I have to now clean up all of the mess that was created by you being sick right now, and then I have to go see if Oscar needs to eat for the 7th time today."
No, but they understand. Like, she'll understand the box means if I go in here, I'm safe because she'll come in and make the
Oh,
sickness
yeah.
go away. It's
Yeah.
when you start
I think they're
seeing
getting
it
it
from
now.
that perspective, you go, oh wait, they know what's going on. You know what's going
It's
on. It's time to
terrible.
do something. And once again, the choice is always yours as a creator.
Right, it's
Is
her.
it too much
So
time? Is it too much money? What's it worth to you? Who's your best friend in this world? I'm like, well, these cats are my best friends. Like, they all are. I mean, don't like, I
they're
have friends
big.
everywhere, but I live with these. They're my. I want to say they're my babies, but then people go, "Oh, yeah, your
But
babies."
they are our
I'm like, yeah, but they're my
babies.
furry little
But
babies.
they are our babies. Like
So-
when I go out in the morning and they just descend from the bushes, it's like, oh my God, there's no cats. And then you
All of a
just
sudden
look
there's
again
cats.
and there's just cats everywhere. And it's like,
I mean, Brian literally throws himself
I
on
know,
my feet.
on your feet.
I thought he was fucking
I
fake spraying
know.
me before, like onto
He
me,
was
like he
fake
was so
spraying
happy
you.
to.
Yes, he was.
And I was like, geez, this is fucking like. I love them. So
Well, they love you too.
there's
Just,
this thing.
he's not allowed in the house either.
He's definitely not allowed in, but
No, he's a bad boy.
where what is the amount of compassion? But say you're like that with animals, you're just like douchey about the animal thing, but you're really hyper compassionate about people.
Translate.
I don't know, right? Because I couldn't take care of someone,
Translate. You learn.
right?
Translate.
It's harder for some people to do certain things. So
Love.
there's a person for everyone. This is what I was getting at. There's a person to do everything. There's no one way to do it. There's always something that you
Right.
can do.
There's always
But
something
just
you can do.
understand,
You never
we're
know
all
what it
mixed in
is.
there together with the different thought pattern about how much time do we have
Right.
before Great Adventure opens. What?
Right.
This is going to take 20 minutes off our trip.
Right. And you
Fuck
know
it.
what? Nothing that we needed to get done this week got done when it needed to get done. It all got done when it was supposed to get done because
We even watched Loki in the middle of the week, and I remember saying
I
that
know.
half hour or whatever it is, the 40 minutes,
I know.
I thought to myself, wow, I'm going to try to. You fell asleep. I
I
got
know.
trapped in it, and I was like, this
I
is great.
know.
And
I
then
know.
that was it.
I
And
was
then
so,
it was on to like the crazy shit again. And I was
know.
like,
I was so
oh my
tired.
God,
And
I'm so
it was a
tired.
lot of moving shit around. So today we got the house clean, which was unexpected because I just expected to do the things that I had to do, but we ended up working as a team and really getting shit done. So now tomorrow is smooth sailing,
Yo, my line is,
you know.
as well as many others.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we adulted today.
We
Like
are
we're good.
just rearranging
Deck
deck chairs
chairs
on the
on
Titanic, and then you shouted that for the
Oh yeah.
from the bedroom
Yeah.
today. But we literally, as you do that with yourself, you seem to make that broad sweep and then the generalized sweep
But look what you did. You
and then the
consolidated
detailed sweep.
five bins.
We crushed it. I took one
5
of those
bins.
bins and was able to take shit that goes in boxes
I
into
know.
those two. I mean,
I
into that
know.
one bin. When you're fighting for 6 fucking inches,
I
right?
please tell me. We have the abundance closet, which yes, she is abundant. However,
You have to load her correctly, or you could.
she's like a jack in the box. If you just look at her the wrong way, if you give her this side eye, she's
Bing.
like pew, baby wipes, pew pew, soap, pew pew, washcloths, and it's like it can't be like that. And so yeah, roasting pan. So when we got the shelf for the front hallway, it was like, oh my god, this is like the best adulting ever because now we can put like adult big stuff on there, like roasting pads and you know, uh, like bins and the dirt for planting outside, and we can slide dollies underneath that we use for rolling because between the two of us, we're 1.5 people. We can't lift anything. So we have these dollies that we now roll shit on. And it is just amazing how much stuff Frank has been able to fit on this rack. It is like our favorite piece of furniture, and it's a wire rack, but is the most amazing thing in the world because it has lightened the burden of the abundance closet by much. And she actually sighed in relief because I just basically throw, because I can't reach anything, so I throw towels up there. And Frank is like, Paula,
What the fuck are you
I
doing?
just fixed this closet. Why do I even do this? And I'm like, Frank, you're making it a challenge. I can't even put my foot in here to reach over. You're much taller than I am. I can't even reach the top. I can't even reach the second shelf. It's what do you want me to do?
Right.
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 And that's just how it is. But yes, it has tremendously lightened her load. That shelf. It is
All of
amazing.
all these things we do for ourselves to make it feel lighter and cleaner, and oh, we did it, and oh, that was great, and oh, look at it's like getting towards that singularity point where
Th-
you're just kind of getting rid of the frivolous bullshit. I don't fucking need it.
But it's nothing for us. There's a triage area
Anything
in the
that's
bedroom.
not coming into fucking 5D or into the next place with us, we don't need it.
There is a counter of Oscar and Roxy approved cat foods and Luna approved cat foods that the other cats cannot have because they're just for Roxy, Oscar, and Luna. Then we have two types of dry food. We have food that Joe was nice enough to give us a big bag of blue buffalo, and then we have the senior dry food for Roxy because she likes that one. So it is
It's
like,
personality types, just shifting bowls and
it
doing all
really is
shit.
like the little old lady who lived at a shoe, except she's got a great buffet bar. And then as a thank you, they piss in your house. So this is where Frank and I are. And Frank is like, it's like the Continental, like from John Wick. And anyone who has seen John Wick, and I am not a violent person, but however, I love this franchise because the John Wick 4 is coming out. So you either live below the table, the high table, or you live above the high table. And most of us do live below the high table,
I
I
think
must
there's
say.
only 13 people allowed above the table.
Right. And the rules of the Continental is anyone that is a part of this can stay at any Continental anywhere in the world,
Get
but you
hands off.
cannot kill
No fighting.
another member on Continental grounds. So Frank said, "This is like the Continental," and I said, "No," because one of the rules of the Continental is that you can't piss anywhere you want, spray anywhere you want, because it's not really piss. Spray anywhere you want. I said, if that were living according to the rules, they'd all be dead. And then he was like,
Excommunicado.
"Oh, I didn't think about that." And so hence the peeing in the yard, and then no one came around for like two. I was like, "Oh my god, they killed all of our cats," and then we just see eyes from the yard,
I'm like,
from
oh, there
other
they are.
yards, and we're like, "Oh, okay, they're
Sugar
fine."
Pop wouldn't talk to me.
Oh yeah, she was in the
wouldn't
neighbor's
come near
yard.
me.
She was like, "I'm going in the neighbor's yard. He gives me tuna pouches," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." Now you love dry food because you have no choice but to eat it outside. They get wet food
It'd be funny
also.
if I knocked on the neighbor's house and been like, "Excuse me, I'm Frank from next door. Were you feeding my cat tuna pouches?"
That's Mike though. He's a good guy.
And be like, how did you know I was feeding her tuna pouches? She fucking told me. She talks. If you listen,
Well,
it would
why
just
do you
come
think?
off so crazy.
Why do you think you give her tuna pouches? Because she's telling you telepathically, "I want tuna pouches." We don't give her tuna pouches.
She hypnotized me. I walked to the store while she just stared into my eyes.
Oh, then we see the other night we're going on our walk, right? We're going on our walk, and we decided to walk. There's two ways we could either go right or left, and we decided to make a right this time. And we see Schwaby, one of our cats, in front of the
shit, yeah, yeah.
neighbor's house behind the bushes. And we're like, Schwaby. Now, meanwhile, poor me and Frank are on every ring doorbell in the neighborhood. And now we walk with weights so that we don't look like we're casing people's house. Like we're just walking, right? But every time we see a cat, we're like, "Do we know you?"
Hi, cat.
And we're bending down. So now this time in front of this lady's house, and meanwhile she's got a beautifully manicured small front yard, and she's got these beautiful bushes. And we see Schwaby in the bushes, and we're going, "Schwaby, what are you doing in that lady's?" Now, meanwhile, they see us crowding down. Now we back up slowly. We see a mama skunk and skunk babies. Now they're just popping out like gremlins. So we didn't stop to get. And meanwhile, she's like licking one of their heads and like just hanging out with
don't
them.
put water on any of them.
Yeah, really. And we're like, well, it wasn't midnight, so they can get wet. So, and then we just keep taking our walk, and we're like, wow, what are we going to see now? And then we see like this other cat living in this yard, and he's like, just keep walking. I'm someone's cat. Like, don't even try to be nice to me. And he was just a dick cat. And then like we see the same three old men out the same time we're out, and they say hello, and then we say hello. And then this one dog, he's so old. We walk by, right, that dog, and the man goes, "Sorry for him barking," and he's so old, and we're like, "Good boy, like good for you."
That dog likes us.
I know, but he's an old boy, and it's like, good for you.
One of my friends, when they pull up, has a pretty big dog, like a medium-sized dog.
Yeah.
I don't even know what kind it is. Shit. It jumps out of the back window and licks my fucking face.
I know.
Like I'm like, this dog is so happy to see me. She's like, like, I don't understand what's going
Yeah,
on
he
here.
doesn't do that to anyone.
Yeah. He was just at the beach the whole time, and that wasn't happening.
But that's your
And I'm like,
frequency. But
come
that's
hug
what I
me.
mean. That's why these cats are on board. They all know something's wrong.
Yeah.
And
Well,
until they figure it out, this is how it's going to have to be. And it hurts. It really does. It kicks me in my stomach. It hurts.
it's the shame it when you're doing tough love.
Yeah.
And
However, with that being said, it is making it so easy, so much easier to triage these other sick cats
it's way easier.
because now they're not running in and out, and our house has
They're
been
on
a
my
lot.
schedule, your schedule.
Yeah, they're
not.
on our schedule, and our house has been much cleaner now.
Mhm.
Now, like we are freeing up time because, like, this is my time to spend in the yard. This is my time to sit outside and to be outside, and I don't want to be in cleaning. Like, if you notice, like in all the beds and everything, I put like mats down or area rugs down. Like, there's no more blankets. Like, we're done with all of that. It's summertime now. They don't need any of that, and now they're not in. So everything I changed is good. And like Oscar has his spaces under the bed, all that is clean, all that bedding. And then Luna has her 2 shopping bags full of bedding just in case she pees through everything, and that's okay too. And she has her triage bucket. And this is wonderful because you know why? They're alive, and I can say this is what has to be done, but they're alive. It's a lot, and I'm getting a nervous twitch, but we're okay because they're alive.
On the ring, you
Yeah,
can,
they are talking about me
you could
because
write like something and then tag the location of your place and be like, "Yo, dude stole shit," and you could show the video or whatever.
yeah, but that's not us. We're
But-
just talking to cats, and
No,
like
it
you
would be
see
the
cats
cat
in the
people
street.
showed up again.
I know.
It'd be weird if we're out there talking to cats and they got us on the Ring doorbell, but then we're watching like the Paranormal Network one night, and then they're like the crazy cat people looking in the bushes at the cats, and then like a fucking orb comes out of the bushes, and we're like totally unaware of it.
We had the camera that we had to shut down. I had this when I had my bird, I had a nanny cam, but it wasn't the way they are now. Like with you can just buy a small security camera. And this was a nanny cam, and it was only black and white, and we had it turned on in here, and we had to shut it off because it kept capturing all the orbs that
Yeah, it was a
are
little
just
freaky.
constantly flying around. And I think that's because we're on a ley line. But like, see,
It looked like a super highway. And
I
was like,
understand
"What
that
the
all of
fuck?"
this exists, but I don't need to focus in on that now because I have this other 3D shit that I have to
No,
deal
Aya
with.
told me, don't get a microscope. Don't use binoculars. You don't need to. You
I
don't need to be
pulled
looking at shit. You're just
a
gonna
little
blow your fucking stupid mind out of the water.
Frankie. Baby Bear was outside the other day, and he had a little, wasn't quite a stick, but it was like a tiny little soft branch poking out of his butt. Now, normally you don't pull it out because you could pull out
But
the butt, but I got a little wiggle action because he happened to be showing me his asshole at the time outside. I don't know why. And all went well. And I was like, now this is who I am. It started with the poop nuggie with Roxy, and this is where we are. I'm pulling sticks out of my cat's
listen,
ass.
Bobby Brown had to do it for fucking Whitney Houston too.
I hope I'm never in a position. I hope I'm never in a
Do you need
position.
help? Well, I'll just call Ellen, and you guys could go for. I forgot what it's called.
Colon.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, I'm saying just in case.
I know there's going to be a hot dog skin that comes out from when I was at Yankee Stadium, and it was like 10 years ago.
Remember that game?
Yeah, I know it. I know it. So I don't. No, I can't. No, I do
Didn't Gina steal third?
I do the MMS, and that's enough. I have to do the foot soak. I could tell that I need to do it. I could feel it.
We have to constantly stay on top of these things. It's a life regimen that becomes the new thing, right? So meditation, going for the walks, the diet, the this, the that. That's
Right.
all good. But then also,
That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to do the foot soak.
stuff
tomorrow.
like colonics or fasting, the ionizer, the foot baths in the
definitely.
water. anything that purges your system, salt baths, Epsom salt, things of those natures. Your body needs that shit. It really does. I bet you if we were all tested, most of us would be low on zinc, like probably no value.
Oh yeah, totally.
There's things in you like we could take like iodine that's good for you, healthy shit that you could put in your body. Things like we discover like MMS that's been out there. Man, I felt a little weird for a couple of nights, and I went 4 nights in a row. I drank MMS 3 times, once each hour each night. And for a couple of
For
nights in a
3
row,
nights.
and then my nose bled terribly for one day. It like popped, and this shit came out that I was so unaware would be trapped right here. I don't know. It's up there.
You might have had the startings of an
And then
infection starting in your sinuses.
remember I told you I
Mhm.
cleaned out my ear before the shower. It was like itchy. And then I went in the shower, came out, cleaned it again. I was bleeding or had bled already, and I was cleaning junk out of my ear,
Right.
but it didn't hurt. Like my ear
Right.
inside doesn't hurt at all. So I
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck is going on, but you got to get that stuff out. So it's going to come out one way or the other, but get it out. Purge by fasting. Sometimes you fast for 3 days, you just drink lots of water, lots of water, lots of water.
No, I need to do the foot soak because I think my pH balance is way off. 'cause
Fix
I'm
your
feeling
pH
it now.
balance, like different things like that. Add, subtract,
Mhm.
multiply things that you take and that you do, so you can prepare yourself for your optimum ability in these shitty situations, right?
But that's what they are. It's how you handle these shitty situations. I mean, situations are always going to arise, things that we don't want to deal with and we're not comfortable with and we don't want to have to look at right now. But unfortunately, we still have shit we have to do in the world, because we're not working, we're home. So it's very hard to say no when something comes up. And we can work on it all we want, but sometimes we're just put in these situations. So, and that's okay because we learn to navigate. Like today, we got more than expected done, and we're ahead of the schedule now
Yeah,
for
it's
the
like
week.
how did you get it? How did you get it done? Well, we just did it. We
We
didn't
just
fight our way through it. We
no,
agreed to
no.
get it done.
We did. We agreed that we were going to do a little work and then smoke a little and then do a little work and then we stopped and we ate and then we did a little work and
So
then
much it starts.
yeah,
As soon as you wake up, if you want to have a few minutes to yourself, you got to start as soon as you wake up around here sometimes, or after.
oh my god,
you
I know. I was
wake
I,
up and then you got to wait
look,
an hour
by the
before you
time
do
by
anything.
the time I was already home at 9 o'clock, I had already done
She
10
walks
things.
outside, it'd be dead silent, right? She walk outside, every fucking anything with a mouth that wants to eat starts showing up.
Oh my goodness.
You're like, oh, go back inside. Don't come out here now. You got to feed people for an hour. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, I know.
But by being involved at that level where I didn't have time not only to not go live, I'm broken mentally, physically. I felt in my pocket.
Oh yeah,
I felt
yeah.
kicked to the
Yeah.
nuts.
It's been
Problems
it's
here,
been
there. But at the same time, it's how you look at it. So I was seeing shining light in this. We were saying, but next week's already going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
it's
you have
here,
no
and then
choice.
it's
You're already pushing
gone.
through.
And then before you know it, it's like 2 weeks 2 weeks have passed. Now what? We already passed the date. We did it. It's done. It's like, oh shit, yeah, we do that, don't we? It's like, yeah, we get law. We don't even know what day. I thought it was Sunday. It was Wednesday, and it was so terrible.
I know.
The times of day. It was light out to almost 9 o'clock at night.
I know. I'm loving that.
I love it too, but it was
I'm
throwing
loving
me
it.
off with how much work we were doing.
I know,
It's
and
almost like
still
we were
staying
working
awake.
until the sun
I know.
was
I
up.
know. Until the sun was
And
down.
it's like when
yeah.
the sun goes down, all of a sudden you feel like you can eat, you can take a shower, get some shit
yeah,
done.
we've been eating a lot less food lately.
One meal a day.
That's not good. We have to stop. We have to go to the supermarket this week anyway.
I eat the wrong thing, I'm sleeping. You put spaghetti in my plate.
We haven't had pasta.
Bread.
When was the last
pizza.
time? When was the last time I made pasta? Though? We haven't had pasta in
because it's been fucking up our bellies.
That might be the withdrawals that we were going through because we haven't had no, but we haven't had it in I think 3 weeks. We haven't 3 or 4 weeks. We haven't had pasta.
Might be more than that. It's been a while. It's been a minute.
Hmm.
In the times that we didn't have pasta, we had pizza here. We had a lot of pizza here in a
Yeah,
couple of
we've had a
weeks,
lot of pizza
and then
lately.
it wasn't sitting well. I was like, my body wasn't physically capable.
No.
I would fall asleep and then wake up with shakes and pouring sweat and a full giant belly from two small slices of pizza. I'd fall asleep in the chair, then go in there. I'd be like, it was the best sleep ever. Then I woke up to a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, no. I think
I was like, when does that fucking happen? But I got to find a happy place.
we have to hit
6
the
bananas.
supermarket this week. Yeah.
I eat 6 bananas and then I'm hungry an hour later. So I tried to stuff myself once to see how many can you handle. I got like 4.5 and I stopped. But then I was like, yo, I'm hungry again. As soon as I stopped and had some water, sat down, I was like, yo, dude, I'm fucking hungry again. Like I could do this. So but there's got to be another mixture combination I'm not finding out there.
Yeah, no, we need to
Something that fills me the way a fucking hamburger would fucking fill me, but that doesn't.
no,
It isn't a hamburger and
I
wouldn't do that to my body.
I think the problem is we get lazy because we have so many other things we have to do. So like we don't go to Costco as often as we used to, which is good because we're not spending loads of money in Costco. But we have to go to the supermarket more, I think, to get the fresh veg, or we could do what we've been doing. We can walk and see what the fruit guy is selling. But
You gotta eat that fruit fast.
I know,
seeing
but
that.
that's the problem, like
It's
we have
hot
to
out
eat.
all over here, and sometimes that
Right. Sometimes it's sitting out. Right. And I get that. But we have to go to the supermarket more often, I think. And buy things, fewer things, but more often. And we just got lazy and but now it's like warmer and we can't eat the same way now.
yeah, the food it's
It's
changing.
weird.
I'm
We don't
afraid to go
no
out
one
and eat,
wants
although
it.
we went out and we had a great time.
Oh yeah, we
We had a
went
great
we went out for Nick's birthday and we had a great time. We went
I tried
for
some
we
different
went for
food,
Greek
which wasn't really
and
that different.
it was amazing. And then we came back here and Ellen had ordered an amazing cake
Fucking
from Empire
incredible.
Cakes where we got our birthday cakes
Incredible.
and
You're just like, whoa. It's like Cake Boss type shit, but better.
no better. I don't
couldn't
like
think
the
of a
cake.
cake
I don't
show.
like Cake Boss cake.
Because
We used to get them at
Jumbo's-
Pepsi. I didn't like them. I'm not saying anything bad. I just didn't.
Well, you
like
know
them.
what I mean. I meant the style.
No,
It's
they're
like
beautiful.
amazing to look
Buttercream
at.
cakes. They're beautiful.
They
And then
just
we got
taste
the
ridiculous.
cannolis. Because Nick likes cannolis.
You got to treat yourself when you're gonna treat
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh yeah.
And then when you're on, you just got to be on. I'm noticing just drink a lot of fucking water.
Yeah,
I
that's what we've
tend to
been
drink-
trying to do.
Lately, I've been drinking a lot of Gatorade, and Ellen, it has electrolytes.
She's not gonna like this.
I'm just kidding. See, Ellen doesn't know all the movie references, so when I say it has electrolytes, I don't really mean. Here's the explanation for me drinking Gatorade on any level.
But a lot of
My
people
body's
are
craving
it now.
It's craving it.
It's an
Whatever's in
upgrade
there,
thing.
those electrolytes. I was told, look, you're gonna really crave that shit. So try to. It'll keep you from being dehydrated. At the same time, your body's gonna conduct a lot of electricity when you drink this. That's it. That's what you want though, because of the new energies. So you're like craving that. It's not the sugar. It's not all that shit. Because I get
Right.
heartburn from drinking it sometimes,
I know.
and that makes me fucking nuts. But I'll you drink 6 or 7 of these, and then you're like, oh, I'm good. No, not ascending. You need 17 of these by breakfast, and it's like
Right.
I
I think
feel
we
like
need
I'm
to start.
dehydrating while I'm on air. If I'm not just drinking more water, drinking more. I've been drinking water all fucking day.
I know, me too.
Like,
And
I
it's
feel like I might as well just fucking pour it in, fill up, and then I just start sweating. Fill it up.
I think we need to go to the supermarket more often.
There's
get
there's
stuff.
changes happening
And
across
like
the board.
we used to do smoothies all the time.
Oh, I like the smoothies.
So we could start smoothies. That we can walk to and get the fruit.
I don't crave fruit mostly. I don't crave it ever. I don't
Yeah, but we could
understand
eat
what's
more
wrong with me.
salads. We were eating salads.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm just saying I don't never crave it.
No, I don't.
Do you ever crave an apple? Have you craved an apple?
Well, I did make the apple cobbler last night. not eating a regular apple, but I did make an
Apple
cobbler.
cobbler is not having an apple. That's having a
Shut
sugar
up.
pie. Sugar apple pie.
You
What?
don't have to have any. It's okay. You don't.
I'm just saying one is nothing like the other,
Oh,
even though
okay.
one contains.
I like melon, but melon is high in
He's
sugar
just
too.
doing this on purpose
But
to me.
no,
It's okay. I totally understand. I could play this
I
game
I
too.
don't
I
crave
could
fruit
Don Lemon this
often. No,
motherfucker.
and we're growing string
Of
beans
course.
now, so I don't know.
You're doing great.
Maybe we'll get more than 10 string beans.
We're gonna get more than 10. We need 1,000 mini tomatoes.
We don't need that many
Yeah, okay.
because he's making fun of me
I'm
because
gonna
I
make
get dry
ketchup.
now.
Really, 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 really good ketchup.
But you can make
There's
the
a guy,
ketchup.
self-sufficient me,
Oh, on
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
He's a gardener. He's amazing.
an Australian guy. You'll know it's him. He's all happy and shit. He's like a Steve Irwin type.
He
I can't
made
explain it.
yeah,
He made some ketchup on with 1,000 mini tomatoes,
cherry tomatoes.
the mini cherry tomatoes, and I said I want to do that because I know the Heinz ketchup. If I go in my refrigerator and pull it out, you'll show me a fucking thing that shows me how much sugar's in it, and I'm gonna go, okay, I'm gonna make this with no sugar, and it's gonna be fucking more delicious.
I think you're
More delicious.
I think we can do it, but I don't think we're gonna have 1,000 tomatoes. I think
Well,
we're gonna have
we
to
could do it
cut that recipe
500.
down. Yeah, we'll see what
250.
happens.
All right, 200, but I never want to see your face around here again.
All right, we're gonna
All
have
right,
to throw your mothers
deal?
in there then. right.
And take her with you. And don't look back as you walk away. Deal.
You're so funny.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Let me just look over here. Now, you know what, Della, when I go to Costco or whatever, they always have like giant cases of Gatorade, mad cheap. And I'll just blast them out. If you're buying them in CVS, they're super expensive and shit. I bought my last 6-pack there. I didn't want to, but they were right there, and I didn't want to travel.
Yeah, we went
20
to
minutes.
the supermarket the last time. We got
Yeah, supermarket, superpowers. Sorry, this is where I'm checking out. So we love you guys so much.
I could tell.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, you gulp that shit down and you're not dehydrated. I would, when I was a kid, I'd be sick and have a fever. Oh, it's Pink Floyd song, Frank. So I sweat so bad. I was leaving like Jesus stains in the fucking, and my mother didn't know what to do. And the doctor was like, just give him Gatorade. So I was drinking, you crack one of those and I could almost guzzle it. I don't know how that's even possible. I can't do that with water, but I could do it with that. But instantly, I'm not dehydrated. Yeah, it's not the greatest thing. I'm not blasting it every day, every minute of the day. However, if I'm going to blast something, it'll probably be that. It's,
I don't have a problem with it. I'm good.
So I'm not trying to testify out loud. I'm just saying it's great because it has electrolytes. Helps me.
So weird. No,
I am weird. So thank you.
kidding.
Love you guys so much. Thank you for spending time with us. I know some of the stories get weird and cat-like and all that other shit, but
That's
if
what
you
we
want
got.
the good gooey stuff, you got to get to it. And the only way to get there, man, how many licks does it take to get to the center of that Tootsie Pop, right? You got to put that work in. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Okay.
Love you so much. Remember to stay fearless, and the universe will reward you with many, 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 many lifetimes of bravery. So
We love you.
Yo, one of the guys drove by and he said to me, hey, you're gonna do the show tonight? And he's like a new buddy. So I go, yeah. He goes, remember the universe rewards bravery? And he drove off. And I was like, you got me with my own fucking line. Don't ever do it again. I loved it. It was great. There's a first time for everything.
I guess so.
That kind of got me psyched up for the show. I was like, oh shit, that old motherfucker.
Oh, was he in his scooter?
No, it wasn't him.
Oh,
He's fun. That guy's fun. All right. Hang in there. I'm not going to see you until after the full moon, unless you're in the Fearless group. So remember, the portals are opening. Be a little more compassionate with yourself. Be more awareness and more mindful of the shit around you. Be careful out in the streets. We know people have been driving crazy. The energies are going to just get wacky from here on out. The 22nd, it's going to be like maximum overdrive in terms of energy. So it's building from now to then. And then the great release. Let it all go. You don't need anything that you would think the fucking release of the full moon would take from you, except the things that you don't need. You wouldn't even be aware of it. Just tell the universe, look, I don't need any of this shit. Just take it all and let it take what it needs to take, and then just go back to living your life. And don't fall into repeat cycle functions that would make you psychotic. Try something different. Do something a little bit different, just a little bit, right? If it gets you out of that, sometimes you have to be in front of the cage with the cat to do the thing and to change the things all the time, and then that time is past. We're going to go with glorious purpose and a path towards success, even if it's littered with what you would call a failure. What I would say is just finding out how to do it the way that works for you, right? Be mindful of the people around you. It's hard for everyone. We talk like we know everything, and from these higher positions and all that. You're a fucking human just like everyone else. So calm the fuck down. Those going, those staying, don't worry about it. Worry about what you got to do for you, because you're not taking that shit in the next round. And I love you. And that's the bell right there. Have a great night. We love you. And if I'm getting in touch with people, you got to give me a minute, man. It's been hard. I'm getting back to every single person. I love you. Peace.